And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're here live for episode 133, and we're here to talk about spring anime review and the Anime Expo news announcement for the past couple weeks that we had, took a break last week. Life happened, and also 4th of July weekend. Not celebrating USA, but just enjoying the week off itself. But let's have a good time. Let's talk about hosts and let's see what's going on with the show, and let's have fun. It's a Wednesday night. It's DreamCon weekend, and a lot of things going to be discussing. The good and the bad and the ugly of spring anime and what's good. Because we here have a special guest, the person that reacts to almost every single anime that drops every single season. And, it is. That's why. For sure, Sam. But let's start and hear our beautiful host speak his beautiful interest, and if the mic always cuts off. In the 3, and the 2, and the 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Anime Lately podcast. I am your host, Sam the Manga Man, and here with me are Brotakus. Introducing first, he is the devilishly handsome tiefling, the man with a great love for Trigun, My Hero, and One Piece. The Hurricane Typhoon, Legendary Vash. He's a 10, but he still haven't watched Hunter x Hunter that was recommended to him years ago. The impatient, engaged pancakes and cheese lover, Miguel. And last but certainly not least, we have the CEO of Careful Spoilers Podcast Network, the host of Careful Spoilers shows, C4S Villains, founder of The Man Who Stands, Aaron Yeager. He is the critically acclaimed movie critic, JB, exclusive, the invincibly talented James Barnes. And finally, our special guest, the kawaii any YouTuber, has returned, and he is still Kimochi, the god of gears that just to fly. The message still stands. It's hentai till I die. The #1 PokeTuber, the Bulbasaur lover, husbandos and waifus, give it up for the Kimochi Sword, Hermsaur. How we doing?
Man, that's just beautiful. Like, I just felt like all the names are Hermsaur, like, just being said over the years, except the current thing he's been saying on his current videos for the past couple months, that he's a dead channel is what he's been saying over the past couple of times.
It's true.
But don't worry, we're on the same boat here too. Views have been low here as well, so we feel you here.
Yeah. What's up? Hello.
It's been a while, man. Herms, how you doing?
I know.
How you feel?
I'm surviving off of tons of caffeine right now, but good.
Same here.
Yeah.
But
Surrounded
also,
by great packages.
but also a big shout out to our boy LSF. We just met him in person for the first time. He flew all the way from London, England, all the way down here to go to DreamCon, but he had a layover flight, and it was nice to meet him in person. So a big shout out to him. And we saw a face reveal. That's all I'm gonna say. It was nice to see the man without the mask in person. So it was dope to see.
Man, you make him seem like he's the Phantom of the Opera, man.
Wait, are you guys going to DreamCon?
Oh no, we're not. But a few people that we know are. So that's why he was going. So he had to layover flight. So it was nice to see him in person. But we know a few people that are going.
Sick.
But sadly, we're not. Time here. A couple cons that passed. Otakon as well. We would love to go, but unless Otakon wants to invite us and pay for our hotel, I would love to go.
Dude, I don't even get hotels paid for.
I know.
It would be so nice, but no.
It would be nice.
Unfortunately, conventions don't have that kind of money financially, and it takes a lot of money to fund it.
Yeah, they're doing that for their big guests.
My goal is to one day go to San Diego Comic-Con, and definitely not going as a fan. As much as I love to go, I would love to go as a press. That's all.
Oh yeah, it was. I went to Comic-Con as a professional. It was super fun. Yeah,
really?
I got a lot of I was able to. The last San Diego Comic-Con vlog that I did, I went in as a professional, and it was cool.
Nice.
I was able to like cut lines and stuff. It was awesome.
That's the point.
That's the best advantage to have when you're in a
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the-
but I did it for content. I did it for content. I didn't really spend anything because at the time, like obviously I didn't have the money for it, like to like ball out. But it was just cool to like get like exclusives, like the cheap stuff.
That's
It's also cool to have like first dibs on like anything that's coming out and special. And hey guys, cutting the line. Just I'm very important.
Excuse me,
people.
I'm here to cover the event, but I'm gonna buy this while I'm at it. You know?
That's exactly what me, James, and Sam did, and also Abe did for Anime NYC. We just cut all the lines, except a few panels we cut it, which is so weird.
Wait,
Like,
really?
Yeah, like Anime NYC with their press stuff is very weird. Like they don't allow some panels for you to go first for press, but then some other panels you can. Like it's weird for the whole
Wait,
I
did you actually like try to line up or?
No. Usually like we come in like maybe like 30 minutes, 15, 30 minutes before the panel starts, and usually we could just like go in with our own special seating and stuff. But I guess because of communication issues, like they don't really talk amongst the security and the workers in itself. And
usually what I do is like I would go right when it starts, and then I say like, hi, I'm press. I'm here to like cover the event for Anime NYC, so I need to go inside so I can get footage and stuff, and then they will let you in. That's how to do it.
Sometimes they would say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we reached max capacity. There's no seats or whatnot." Sometimes they say that.
You just say, "Oh, I don't need a seat. I just need a stand because I just need to get some pictures and videos for what I'm covering because this is big." And that's it. And they'll let you through.
Then I know for future cons. I know how to just
Yeah, I had to do that for a few things, like because usually I go to an event as press, so I just tell them like, hi, I'm just here to just get some footage real quick, and then sometimes I would just end up saying the whole time. But there's like a little section for press usually, or they don't mind you standing, especially if you have a camera. So just bring a camera with you.
No, I know. Yeah, because that's one reason why. Not that I don't want to go, but for New York Comic Con, me and Sam went for press 2 years, and it was great. We cut all the damn lines, we cut all the panels, we went through. And then me and Sam went as a fan, like a regular person, a year, and I hated the shit out of that. Literally waiting those lines. I literally had to wait an hour just to enter, and then I didn't even get to go in. I was like,
that's whack.
Never again. Like, as much as I love this con, and I've gone there since 2016 or 2015, after experiencing press, it's like, it's not the same. Like, just going.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same.
You'd be like, not as fun as it used to.
Yeah, like the goal is like constant press for Anime Expo because that one. So San Diego, have you guys been to San Diego Comic Con?
No,
not yet.
That's one of my dream trips to do.
Yeah, so AX is worse than San Diego Comic Con, but San Diego Comic Con is bigger. But the reason why they like, I feel like they have like their security and them going inside, like people being able to go inside, is because they have the security unlocked. They know what they're doing. AX is like a cluster F word. Am I allowed to curse here?
Yes.
Go for it.
It's a clusterfuck. It's a goddamn it's a clusterfuck, and like it's just really hard to like navigate through. So usually before, I don't know if you heard, like I think the last Anime Expo 2019, people waited 2 to 3 hours to get inside of Anime Expo. But this year was a lot better because it was tapped to go in. So it was just easily walk in. So it was the same process as San Diego Comic Con, but for sure AX, I feel like it's a lot harder to get in and out. But I think that's also just like security. Security is just not very consistent at AX versus like Comic Con, because Comic Con they have to have it done because that is the biggest convention. But it's fun.
But isn't like Anime Expo like the second biggest?
Yeah, it's the second biggest. Yeah. Like we had to obviously, just like San Diego Comic Con, because San Diego they had to they have a cap. They've always had a cap. They always sell out. this was the first year that Anime Expo decided, hey, we're gonna actually sell out of tickets. So San Diego always had that. It's kind of very exclusive, and there's a lot of breathing room in San Diego Comic Con. But uh, unfortunately, I'm not going this year. Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna be.
Unfortunately, I mean, from what I saw from Anime Expo, there was not a lot of breathing room.
Yeah, from what I heard, I think I saw a picture or something about the fire department actually being there, or they telling people to go slower or not settle down.
It's just hard because obviously there's like the COVID restrictions and stuff, which I'm all for.
Mhm.
But there's just like some people just like mob towards like one certain booth or one certain event, and um as much as they want to get as many people in, there's always going to be like a limit. And for example, I know Hype Fest for Hype Land, um, they reached a cap, and more people just started to come in. But it's not for the fire marshal. It wasn't a matter of letting everyone in, because they can let everyone in. It's letting people out is the issue. Um, at least that's because the event coordinator that did Hype Fest for AX was like explaining it to me. I was like, oh damn, I didn't know any of that. And even like some of our friends' booths, like some of my sponsors, they had like lines wrap around their booth that the fire marshal had to come in and tell them like, hey, you have to cap your line or we're gonna shut you guys down. So they had to put like hourly things and give a time limit for people in each booth. It was crazy. Um, but as much space as there is at AX, there's a lot of people just crowded in one space. Like even like the Genshin Impact booth, that was like
that for sure.
that one. It was so bad that you couldn't even take pictures anymore unless you were press.
Wow.
Like if you did not have a press badge, you had to keep moving. No pictures, no videos, just keep moving. Unless you're in line
and you move your you only see with your eyes.
It was crazy. But yeah, that's why I didn't even get a chance to go to the Genshin Impact booth. But for me, it doesn't even really matter because like they had a little tournament at AX, like who could beat this boss fastest. But I'm sure they wouldn't let me use my account. I'd have to use their account, but I would have just
Yeah, but I said like, haven't you put in like almost like probably $1,000 on that game already by now?
probably like 2,000 now. Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, it's like almost 2 years in.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really put that much in lately because I just have every character and everything is a rerun. So I'm like chilling now. I'm like, all right, cool, until like the next update, like in 2 months.
Yeah, and plus what you said before, with San Diego Comic Con, it makes sense why they're so good at what they do because they've been out since 1970. So they've been already out for 52 years. So they already know what they're doing. Like, they at least have an idea as a con aspect of how to handle the security, the communication as a team.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's just like they're the convention that they have to have it ready because they have so many famous people there. Like especially like American movie stars and famous writers. It's the American culture. So
yeah,
everyone knows who they are. Versus like an anime expo, people don't know who this famous Japanese mangaka is, or like they don't know who these Japanese artists are. But like, let's say a 50 Cent goes to like a Comic Con, people know who he is.
Oh yeah,
right?
because of power. You're
yeah,
right.
And even who had a comic book that released that was an artist, an R&B artist a while back. I forgot, but an artist had like a comic book release, and he had to make sure he had strict security because
Steve Aoki.
No, not Steve Aoki.
I mean,
Steve,
the
he did that too.
The Weeknd had the Star Wars comic.
It could have. Did it come out in 2019?
I'd have to check.
Well, something came out in 2019, or a little bit before that. But it was crazy. He had to make sure because people all want to meet these people because they know who they are. They're in their country. They're in their space. People don't really know these Japanese artists, so it's a little bit more lax. Though I think it should be still a little bit strict. Especially, I don't know if you guys keep up with like VTubing and stuff, but there is a really famous VTuber, Kason, who's also like a YouTuber, who got announced for like this group called Vishojo, which is like a very, very, very big thing. But like she was just chilling, man. Like not a lot of people recognized like her on the floor, but when she made that appearance, people were like, "Oh shit, that's her." So it's pretty cool. But I think Comic-Con they have to have security like for sure stacked and ready. But yeah.
One of the Steve Aoki's comic was also in 2019 in March.
I know Steve Aoki was there, but I don't. I know
was
he
promoting his, but I did remember him having security.
Yeah, because I know he was in New York Comic Con, that being the same way, or it was Anime NYC, and I bought a shirt, which I'm not sure if I still have it, and if it is, that shirt probably is tight as fuck on me now, because I grew, and the comic, I have
we all did.
Yeah, because pandemic. I have the comic still. I just don't think I ever read it. Now that I think about it. But yeah.
I think I still have the shirt, but I didn't read it. The comic book, not yet.
James, did you find out if the weekend did drop?
It was 2018.
Okay, 2018.
Okay, so it could have been him. I don't know who exactly was there. I don't remember, but I just remember like they had very like strict security just for that person. Yeah, I think even like, oh man, I forgot who it was. I know Will Smith was there at one point when I was there, and
he's not banned everywhere yet. He still has some.
It was before he did the big slap. He wasn't slapping anyone at that time. There was no marital issues at the time, I should say, of release. But yeah, he was there, and I forgot what it was, to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah, like it seems like this year's Anime Expo has a lot of news out, updates, especially it's their first year back with more people, with people in it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's about the same amount of people that usually attend, but they're a little less because there was a cap. But definitely, yeah, it was still pretty busy.
Were you able to like have like the press access into like a lot of these panels and showings that they release certain stuff?
No, so I got rejected for press, which is so funny because 2020 I got approved, that got canceled, and then I was like, oh fuck, I hope I get press when it comes back. But from what I hear, it's a different team running it now, so it's a little bit harder to get press. So I got rejected, and even with my my friend who always gets approved for press, he got turned down as well.
Oh shit! Wow.
So we're just like, dude, this is kind of like weird. Like our credentials aren't enough anymore. But luckily, my sponsors, actually have it on my desk. My sponsors got me a exhibitor badge. So I was still able to just like get inside early. But in terms of like being able to go to panels and like movie showings and whatever early, I can't because I'm not press. I'm just an exhibitor. So, but at least I was able to like go in the con inside early, like the exhibit hall, because I also helped like set up the booth and I helped take it down. So it was really cool to see like the back end of stuff and see everything get set up. But even then, like I don't even normally attend panels. I usually just it obviously depends, but I'm usually just on the floor shooting or talking to cosplayers and just meeting with other people. Sometimes I get to go to booths with games and I get to try it early because I get to just talk to them and just be like, hi, I do this. I'm working for a booth this time. I wasn't working, but I had to say I'm working instead of pressing. But I'm working and I wanted to get some footage of this game. Is that okay? And they're like, oh yeah, absolutely. And like I know people. I don't know if they were there, but I know people in Bandai that would let me get in, or and other places. So I still had access, but I just didn't utilize it as much at AX.
Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, because I know for James and myself back in Anime NYC, it was his first time press, and it was just dope type of experience, like to just skip the lines. Where I think that first day, a lot of people didn't get to go inside Anime NYC. I think for a good 2-3 hours. James and us,
Right.
we literally just got there, just cut the whole line, and just went in like nothing. James was like, "I fuck with press." Right, James?
Yeah, I mean, there's no way I was just standing in line for 4 hours. If we're not press, I'm probably not going.
Yeah, that it changes your life because now, like, when you go to an event, you're like, dude, I only want to go if I'm press,
Yeah.
or if I have some sort of connections. And that's a tip too. Like, if you want to go to events, if you guys have connections, if you guys have like sponsors and like local booths that you work with, it's like, hey, like, I applied for press, but I don't know if I'm gonna get it. Depending, is it okay if you have a spare badge? Like, I don't mind paying for it a little bit, but it would be great. And so usually sometimes they could provide you with one. That's why I was really lucky. Like, I was able to get myself and my fiance a badge. I was like, oh, we got exhibitor badges, let's both cut. Well, she went at a different time with her friends, and I obviously went with my team, so
That's dope.
it's good. Like Wake Flyer, who's in the chat, he was staying with me, but he had a regular badge. But I was able to just walk in and be like, oh, he's with me. He's helping me set up my booth right now. I'm like, oh, okay. And we just cut.
That's dope.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth. How often do you actually do you need to if it's like days where your sponsors need you to go to certain convention event and to set up and to be in the floor and everything?
I rarely actually help with the setup. So I didn't even have to set up. Like for low key, they are even like telling me like, dude, we owe you dinner. You didn't have to do, because it was a lot of work. They have one of the biggest booths at AX
Wow.
because
That's
they
great.
were really busy. They were really busy. They were the ones that had the fire marshal come in and like, you have to cap your lines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
it's good for
so
them. Congrats, at least.
no, they
big
did
business, you know, made
really
money.
really big stuff. Yeah, they did really really big stuff, and I'm very happy for them. So I just helped them take things down, and I helped set it up, and they were just like, dude, we owe you dinner and all that. I'm like, dude, you guys got me a badge to AX. I'm not tripping. Don't even worry about it. If we go to dinner, it's just because we're having dinner. You don't have to treat me out or anything. But they're like, but you're our sponsor. I'm like, I don't give a fuck, you guys. You guys giving me clothes and stuff. It's all good. But yeah, just that's a tip. Like, if you guys have like sponsors on the floor, or just make those connections with people. That's always
dope.
big.
I believe I've done that a couple of times. I still have some people business cards, you know, if they're still doing work like that, you know, during the pandemic after 2 years later.
Mhm.
So, but I still have the business cards. So you make a good point.
Yeah, like the majority of like my clothing sponsors and all the companies that I work with is just me going to convention, meeting them, liking their stuff, interacting with their posts, etc., and then they just take notice. And that's how I'm at least able to have ins and outs of certain things. So it's pretty good. That's a big thing for me. Like, obviously conventions is fun, spending money, going to panels and stuff, but I think also like networking is very important. And I hate talking to people, but like networking is like a big thing.
Does the sponsors need you ever do like their own panels, and then would you host panels on that?
I mean, if they did, like, I did a panel, but it was because I was a guest for Anime Impulse in the beginning of the year.
Oh,
Yeah,
And I hosted the Genshin Impact panel. So
nice.
I was the host for like all the Genshin Impact voice actors that were there. So there was like the guy that did Kaya, Klee, all like the pretty big ones, except like Zach, who did Ether, was not there. But the majority of the main cast, the beginning cast, was there. So it was really cool to like talk to them and to meet with them. But it was because I was a guest. I didn't have to, but I said, "Oh yeah, I'm hella down to like host a panel." I had no idea what I was doing, and luckily, like my co-host, I don't know if you guys ever see. She's been a guest a few times. Her name is Angelife, but she had this whole like she made like a whole script and like question Q&A type of thing. I'm like, oh my god, you're so clutch, because I would have just butchered the whole thing.
That's me. Like, I would love to host a panel one day in Comic Con, and then I see like do something. I love to host a panel, but I'm the type of person who will wing it. Like, I'll probably add a couple of notes, like I need to talk about this, I need to talk about this, I need to bring this up. But most of the time, I'll wing it. So it's like, I'll just go with the flow, see how the crowd is. I will, I'll measure, the conversation, what they tell me. That's my mindset. I'll just go with the flow more.
Do they have like smaller conventions in New York besides? They do, right? Besides Anime NYC and San Diego Comic Con, there's other smaller ones, right?
When Anime NYC came in, it started out small, but this year's its 5th anniversary, and I think after like its 2nd or 3rd year, but
other smaller conventions around it.
It is, but in New York, like upper New York, I know there's a Boston Comic Con. There is one in New Jersey, and there's Fan Expo of New Jersey, New York. That's about it.
You guys, you have to go to those. Like sometimes it's just really, really small. It's not like, especially if your first attending is like a Comic Con or like an anime event, like Anime NYC. But you have to attend those small ones. You have to, and apply as press. And when I say you have to, especially if you want to be like in the space of like conventions, it's because when you do that, you don't know where these conventions are gonna go in the future. They might like grow really big, like Anime Impulse. I went to their very first one and it was really, really small. Now they're freaking huge. But because of that, I was able, like, I'm a guest now with like all these other really, really large content creators and voice actors and stuff. But even then I get invited to certain things. Like I got invited to this K-Town night market thing, which was just a food event. But it's a food event that I was like, oh, food? Bet. It's nothing. Say no more. It's nothing related to what I do, but like when you attend these smaller events, it also gets your foot into the door. Especially like, oh yeah, I'm down to host a panel. Why not for like a small event? Maybe you'll have like a few people come in and out of there, but with that, it adds more to your repertoire and to your credential list, so you can attend San Diego Comic Con, because they don't want to just look at, oh, he only goes to the big ones. They also look at the small ones as well. You need to, and plus sometimes the small ones are the best place to make connections with like future sponsors and even like other content creators, because there's a lot of people that attend like these smaller events. Like, how did I meet Roger? Well, I met Roger through Anime Expo, but like I met like a lot of other large content creators from going to these smaller events, and it's content too. Like you get they sometimes they have really, really good panels, and they have like a certain event that's there. Like I'm going, what's the next one I'm going to? I think I'm going. There's an Anime Impulse in OC that I'm going to, and then there's SoCal Anime. But SoCal Anime, which is crazy about them, is they were like a small. They only did like an event in a like a parking lot. They just did events in the parking lot, and they just had booths outside, and people would just line up. They have a 3-day convention now, a big 3-day convention, and I'm going to that. And yeah, and I am. They're like, dude, we would love to have you. I'm like, dude, yes, absolutely, because I would just attend just for fun, and now they're doing big things.
I think that's how New York Comic Con did it with their anime side, because at first in the first year they had no idea of how to put them together within their own like convention center. What they did was they literally like separated like to a few blocks away and like have like outside in the streets where booths of animes and mangas and whatever the small parts, and they did like a whole separate ticket booths and stuff like for anime side and comic book size.
Yeah, that's why you guys have to go to these small events. That sometimes they're like the most fun too.
Is there cons around you where you are, like small cons?
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah, I mean, only because of like COVID and shit is the only reason why I haven't like gone out. But like next year, there's a new subvariant, or who knows? But yeah, there are a couple smaller cons.
I remember there was a con in your area of James. It was a long time ago though. I'm not sure if they're still going on because
was this pre-COVID? Because
pre-COVID, it was
Yeah.
definitely pre-COVID. It is very hard for conventions to survive after
Yeah, it
COVID and
is.
stuff like that too.
It is.
It's because the only way convention centers are able to be funded is by having sponsors, and I need to be able to rent space, the area, the booth, and like who's going to be the promoter, sponsor, and Crunchyroll usually is like one of the biggest sponsors for anime and stuff like that. And that's how we got Anime NYC and how like whenever we said powered by Crunchyroll, they're the biggest sponsors, and I think they were like the best sponsors for the anime stuff.
Yeah, they actually approved me for going to Crunchyroll Expo next month, so I'm pressed for Crunchyroll Expo, but it's because of like I said, like these smaller cons. It really helps to go, because even then they're like, oh, if you are some type of media source and you can somehow spread the word about this small ass convention in our area, and you help us grow, that's a connection already building.
So it's some good information to know, because I didn't see it like that. Not saying that I didn't care about the small cons, but I didn't see it in that point of view of how you're saying that this is more about networking and growth. If you go to cons, it's just like you said, it's just like Spicy said, is that it's more of you trying to have fun with the small cons. It doesn't always have to be about the press aspect. It's just have a good time with the small cons.
Yeah, like Anime Impulse, like I said, they're the first small convention that I went to. Like I went to their very first one. It was like really, really small. Not a lot of people was there, but now that they're pretty big now, they have so many connections. I met so many great voice actors and industry professionals because of them. And I'm not saying like I'm just using them in that way, because obviously I ended up becoming friends with these people too. I was press first. I was media press first. But after that, I just became really good friends with these guys. And even when like a new team comes in, I end up meeting them, and it's always fun. So yeah, it's just content. You know, you want to help benefit each other. How did I meet J-List? Is just like going to smaller conventions, you know, and just being able to network with these other people and to be able to sit down and talk with them is really, really, really good.
That's dope.
It's good. We'll look into that. Like we'll do that more often, because I know like
just wear a mask.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You're gonna want to wear a mask.
That's number one. And
AX,
deodorant.
Everyone, yeah.
And deodorant.
And deodorant and a mask. At AX, dude, so many people were getting like COVID.
Yeah.
But they weren't wearing a mask. I mean, mask doesn't fully protect you, but like it'll give you some protection, you know, like among all of my friends, I think the people that was around me, like my team, like Wake, me, like Tommy from Watakafy, my friend Kemi, but she was working the booth. We all had masks always. And I feel like of everyone that went, everyone got it. And I didn't get it. Even Roger got it.
Yeah.
You know, so
right,
I know
yeah,
Roger and his
picture,
girl got it too.
yeah.
I was like, oh damn, I hope y'all good. And
yeah. Yeah, they're good. They're good. Yeah. I think also like the Steve Aoki one was pretty crazy too. But I even went to the like you know Sonic Boombox? They have events.
Yeah, yeah.
They had an Anime Expo event. And I went to that because like, you know, we're like, you know, let's just drink a little bit, let's party up a little bit, but masked on always. And it was crowded as fuck. And I had friends who didn't have masks that got COVID from there. So like we're like chilling. So
I mean,
you can stay safe.
You can never be too careful, kids. Wear your masks.
Seriously. Even like I don't know if you guys follow the Smash Brothers scene, you know, HBox, Hungrybox.
No.
He made a whole thing. He's like he learned his mistake because he wasn't wearing a mask, and I guess he got really sick. And he knew he was already sick, so he was just like, it was me being dumb.
Was he sick before he went? Like he was sick and then went into the convention?
I don't know the exact story, but I just know he just made a whole announcement thing saying like he doesn't want to half-ass wearing a mask anymore. He's going to wear a mask from here on out because like, I think it's a lesson learned type of thing. I mean, I'm not here to force anyone to do what they can do whatever they want, but like I just want to stay safe. Especially my team. Like oh, and everyone that I'm around, like I just want them to wear a mask. I want to wear a mask. Like I'm not trying to catch anything because I have so many things I'm trying to attend. Like I already had to skip out on one cool event, not because I got it, but like my fiance got it. So, but I wanted to make sure I'm safe and I'm not carrying anything. So I didn't. I ended up not going.
Of course, being safe.
Yeah, just being safe in general. But people do whatever they want to do. And like I said, like weebs are literally one of the dirtiest humans alive. Like why they can't even shower. Like they can't put deodorant.
One of my
can I trust them that they're not gonna carry anything on them? I gotta wear a mask, bro.
one of my biggest thing is that me and Sam went to Otakon. I think it was 2019, and we were walking through a panel, and like it was the hentai panel, which I'm not shocked. And and we walk, and Sam went in first. Some dude like brushed me off and literally went in, and I just literally smell his whole scent down my nose nostrils, and I was like, I look at Sam, I was like, I died. I looked at him and I was like,
you were so uncomfortable. You were like,
and then I was like, I walked straight to Sam. I was like, yo, Sam, I'm gonna smell you because, like, why? I'm like, I need fresh scent.
Sam, I need to smell you.
I literally just went to him like, yo, I need some fresh scent.
Yeah, Sam.
Like, not to be disrespectful, but the dude was just big and I just smelled the whole scent of it. Like, my dude, like, just wear some cologne or at least something. Like, cool. You don't want a deodorant. I'm cool. But at least smell good. Like you have 1,000 to 50,000 people in this con. At least smell good.
Hey, that's a good thing about wearing masks too. Sometimes you won't even smell it.
But
you don't smell the.
Yeah,
sometimes you still smell it.
Just to be safe, people going to cons. Since you can't really trust people to put deodorant on, rub a little bit under your nose, because Lord knows most of those people will not put deodorant. So.
It's pretty bad.
Cons. But talking about cons, Sam, let's go straight to our news, man.
I mean, like, since you're the number one fan for this anime, I think you should go on and talk about the title for this reboot.
Is it spring? Are we talking about spring anime?
No.
First, the news that
Summer?
dropped. The news that dropped.
Oh, the news that dropped.
Yeah, from Anime Expo, because I'm a person, as you know, my name is Vash online. For those that don't know,
you mean besides One Piece?
Yes. I took a huge inspiration from a show called Trigun from I think 1997 or then 1996. From top
I still have to watch Trigun, but I know about that announcement. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got Reboot. It got a Reboot announcement called Trigun Stampede, which it makes sense because it's literally called Vash the Stampede, and it's full CG, but it's from a studio I trust. It's called Studio
Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, Orange has the best CG.
And for
animation.
those that have not seen, they have made Beastars. I have not seen season 2 yet, so I cannot say anything about season 2, or I could say it's about season 1.
In Mainland of the Lustrous, I'm already in.
I have not seen the Land of Lustrous yet either, so I cannot speak on that on my behalf. But for season 1, Beastars is fucking fantastic. The whole fur, the wolves, the animals is fantastic. It's technically the adult version of Zootopia, like I tell people always. James, I know you're nodding, but it really is. It's like straight up the adult version of Zootopia. And by trailer alone, I'm intrigued. By the new design of Vash, I don't know. I'm a bit skeptical. Even though he looks more sleek and his red cape or red coat like he's known for, it's not as big in the bottom as more of the buttons. But this one reminds me a bit of Cyberpunk. I don't know why, but the look and the style reminds me a bit of not of a Keanu Reeves, but like in that world of the Cyberpunk. But makes sense because to the show or to the story of Trigun, it is in the post-apocalyptic. So overall, trailer alone, I am intrigued. I'm hyped because you know what? Like I've said, I think it's a better version of Cowboy Bebop. So for Trigun to get more of the remaster or type of reboot story, and for those that don't know, the original anime got a lot of filler. So I'm really curious to see how they're gonna tell this story on the retelling side. So I'm very curious. I'm hyped as a Trigun fan, as a person that uses the name Vash. I'm hyped. That's all I am. I'm skeptical, but at the end of the day, it's trailer alone. Once we see more of the voice actors, and please, once the dub comes out, better reuse Johnny Young Bosch. That's all I'm gonna say. He is the voice of Vash, and I hope we use him again in the voice of the dub, because all they have said in the announcement is a whole recast of the sub. They have not said no new information about the dub. So I hope they recast some of the voice actors for the dub, because it is great. So those are my thoughts on the Trigun trailer of the person who, truly loves the show.
Very cool. I haven't gotten into Trigun yet. I wanted to watch the original first, but hey man, don't diss Cowboy Bebop like that. Like heck, they had a realistic animation of the Netflix original Cowboy Bebop. 10 out of 10.
Hey, it did get a Emmy award. I forgot what it was.
Wait, no way.
Yeah, it did get
No,
an Emmy award.
It's nominated.
Sorry.
Nominated. Not.
Thank
It didn't
you.
win yet. If
Sorry.
it
They got
won,
nominated. Or what?
if it won,
Wait for what?
it would not. It would bring them back from cancellation. But
Cowboy Bebop.
I don't think it'll bring it back from cancellation, but still, it did get a nomination, so it is at least something in that aspect. So
its title sequence nominated for Primetime Emmy Award.
Oh, the opening sequence.
Yeah, I think it's the opening sequence, which makes sense.
The opening sequences was really good. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, so it makes sense. James, how about you? How did you feel about this trailer?
I'll be honest. It made me want to check out the original, because there's no way that I'm watching this. I don't like the CG, even though I do like Beastars. I'm not a fan of the CG. I'm not a fan of the design, honestly. I think it looks kind of silly. It doesn't do anything for me, but I will go watch the original, because I still haven't seen the original Trigun. So this made me excited to go watch the original.
If you do want to watch the original, go watch it on Hulu. It has all 24 episodes, and also it has the movie as well. So if you do want to watch it, you can watch it on Hulu. It's all on the streaming service there.
Is it only Hulu?
From what I know, yes. It's not on Crunchyroll or Verve.
I think they're having didn't they have like an expiration date last time I saw it on Hulu?
I saw it 2-3 weeks ago last time there, so I still see it on my watch list.
It's like they need to update their licenses, like on anime and shows and all that stuff like that. But
so perhaps maybe, but overall, for anybody that wants to see the original, go watch it on Hulu. All 24 or 26 episodes.
Oh, it's on Crunchyroll.
Oh, so they probably just added it because it was not there a month or two ago.
It was Funimation at first, wasn't it?
yes, it used to be on Funimation.
That's why. That's probably why it's on Crunchyroll now.
It originally used to be on Netflix years ago.
Right.
That's what they had.
But the people that worked on it or chose the American VAs was Funimation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully, Funimation will continue using Johnny Young Bucks.
They're the main cast, yeah.
Yes, that's my hope. That's all. Like, hey, you want to change up the story? You want to make it more tighter? You want to make it more fleshed out? Whatever it may
I'm kind of okay with new cast though. Like it helps, like new voice actors.
But they gotta get the main. Like they gotta get the main. Yeah. For like the main actor, the main character.
Because I know, because like I say it's okay, because like with the Digimon anime, after like over 2 decades, almost 3, they've replaced everybody, which I'm absolutely fine with, because it's the new Digimon series. Well, the 2020 version. Now they're going to dub it, and Xeno is the new voice for Tai.
Xeno is a great voice actor.
Yeah,
he's fun. He's a good guy.
He's a great voice actor.
He's killing it out there. So congrats to him in his career, because he is going to continue doing a lot more. So I just can't wait to see him, succeed more, and I can't wait to have him on the show as well in the future.
Hell yeah.
Next thing, Sam.
Let's see. What still within the Anime Expo news that just got released on this trailer, the Bleach Thousand Year Blood War anime trailer, highlighting the Stern Ritter. Still coming out. It's actually still coming out in the fall, and it says October now.
That's usually when fall season starts, right? Around October.
Yeah, that's where it falls.
Yeah.
And competing with them is also Chainsaw Man, and a lot of big anime titles are coming out this fall. Actually,
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's
The
stacked.
Second Corps
That's
Spy Family, Mob Psycho,
My
Season
Hero,
3, yeah.
Blue Lock,
My Hero.
Welcome to Demon Rumacon.
Rumakun, yep.
man, it's all top competitor of best
Slime.
anime. Oh yes, wait, I thought the Slime movie is gonna be this year,
No, in
but
the fall.
season 3 or 4 is next year,
Slime,
isn't it?
the movie is releasing in November.
Okay. No, I thought like the movie's gonna come first, and then the next season's gonna be the new season's gonna be next year. Like
Yeah, most
they're taking
likely.
like a whole year
Yeah.
break, isn't it?
Yeah, most likely. I just see the movie coming out in November. So, but yeah,
And don't forget Pop Team Epic season
Ooh.
2.
That I never expected to get a season 2, but I'm down.
I mean, it's popular.
yeah.
It's a very out there.
well,
I mean, I
overall-
like Golden Kamuy. So I like Golden Kamuy.
well, overall, I'm excited for Bleach. I'm happy we're finally getting more bits and pieces of the announcement of how it looks, what's gonna happen, and I'm
Kamuy
happy
is
with
this October.
I'm happy with what they're doing with the teasing, bit by bit, because this is a rare opportunity for Bleach to finally get its due, its hype, and its moment of the big three. Because for any of the weebs and nerds out there, there's only one fucking big three. Stop changing it every fucking 5 years. There's only
It's
Bleach,
just all a
Naruto,
sales
One
thing.
Piece. That's
It's
it.
all a sales thing. It's just all the money top stuff.
So, Bleach, I'm excited for it. That's all. I can't wait for the new season to see certain characters, Bankai, their fighting moments, their deaths, and the hype moments of score. I just can't wait for all that, man. That's all I could say. No trailer needs to hype me up. I know what I'm getting. I know what it is. I read all of it except the last 20 chapters. That's it.
And like Studio Mappa's doing the work for all of them. Most of them actually.
Yep. I'm not caught up to Bleach, but I know like a lot of like Bleach homies are excited for that. So very happy for them.
They waited
Yeah.
6 years for this.
I'm a huge Bleach fan. I've been
Or maybe
waiting
longer.
for
I
this.
think more. 6 years was
Trailer
the
looks so good.
But you guys ended up reading it too, anyways, right?
yeah, I finished it like when it like first released, and like from the beginning to the end, I read through everything.
James,
Uh,
have you finished it?
Yeah.
Bleach, like Bleach the whole manga?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess me and Herms are not the only one that actually did finish it then.
Yeah.
I love Bleach.
I just finished season 1.
Of Bleach?
Oh, yeah, I just finished season 1.
Oh.
Yeah,
And then
the music
because
does
I was
slap, though.
doing it as a reaction series, but it didn't do as good as I would hope. So I just ended up like dropping it as a reaction series. I'm like, I'm just gonna watch it on my own. But I never had a chance to watch it. Obviously, you guys know I'm busy, so
Yeah.
but that is something I'm either gonna read it or watch it.
For
So-
Bleach, I'll say watch it. It has the scores great. Ichigo dub voice.
Yeah, the
Johnny
scores
Young
are
Rush
great,
too is
yeah.
great too. So
Yeah, and I have a list of like the things I'm supposed to skip, like the skippable stuff. 'Cause there's a
Bleach
lot.
has a lot. Bleach has a lot.
Yep.
So no worries, you're good.
It's Bleach, the filler anime. But I'm very happy for like the Bleach fans. They're getting what they wanted. Cause I enjoyed the hell out of Burning Witch. Burn the Witch.
Burn the Witch, yeah.
That one was phenomenal. I enjoyed the hell out of that one. Cause I know that's in the Bleach universe.
I can't wait to find out more of that series because
We're supposed to get another season of that too, actually. It's just that we
Yeah.
don't know when.
Yeah, whenever that comes. Cause that'd be so cool. I enjoyed the hell out of that one.
Agree.
All right, on to our next news. Crunchyroll unveils Solo Leveling.
Well, then I have feelings about that, but
I mean,
are your
I'm
feelings?
glad that Crunchyroll is still holding on to
like
webtoon series kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I don't know how much control Crunchyroll is gonna have with it, because Crunchyroll has a bad reputation with like handling manhwa
Mm-hmm.
and converting into anime. Like very bad reputation. Tower of God was okay. God of High School, holy
It was
shit.
crap.
Yeah.
Animation was phenomenal, but not the actual
Story.
pacing of the anime.
What story? I'm like, what
Yeah,
story?
and then
How-
the vampire one, I forgot what it was called, but like that one was okay. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it thoroughly, but like I think that one still had its faults too with pacing.
Isn't Inspectra has a season 2?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like next season.
That's
I
technically
believe.
the only good actual good pacing and story that they actually succeeded in a webtoon.
I think you're talking about Novelist. Not yeah, I remember Novelist.
Noblesse,
right?
Noblesse.
I got it.
I actually like Nobilis. Season
I
one.
liked it. I liked it. I liked it.
The story is
It's
good.
not
It's
perfect,
just
but
It's not
season one was actually
perfect, but it
good.
was okay. But the thing is, like, how is Crunchyroll going to adapt Solo Leveling? Is it going to properly pace it? Is it because there is a lot of key moments in Solo Leveling that are important that I'm afraid they're going to skip, because they said it's going to be a full they say full adaptation, full covering. So what are they going to do? What does that mean? Like they're going to do the whole series in 12 episodes or 24 episodes? It's going to
yeah.
need way more than that. Like it has to. They can milk the shit out of Solo Leveling if they do it right. But I don't know how Crunchyroll is going to do that. I mean, now they also have Funimation on their belt, so we'll see. If
actually
Crunchyroll
their
fucks
budget
it up.
has not really increased though. Like they didn't really like with Sony. It'll be under Sony's umbrella, but it's
Yeah.
not like more money is being put into them. Actually, it's
Yeah.
not.
So then it just honestly depends. They might get a great animation studio, but sometimes it's just not. The animation studio is doing what they can. Like it's obviously up to the big wigs if they want to like properly adapt this anime.
My hope,
If they adapt this manhwa. I hope they do, because it's fun. It's a fun read.
my hope at the end of the day, they have a good director. They have a good producer, and a good art director, so they could discuss and know what they're gonna do and how they're gonna pace it. Because Solo Leveling, as much as we could say is not me head, is straight down a me head type of series. It's
Absolutely.
action packed. It is for the hype moments, for the arise, and all these type of moments that people know of said series that you want to see good quality. Like this could just on pure animation low. Imagine on the good story, this could be better than Demon Slayer, and break the internet. If you could do good pacing, you could break the internet with Solo Leveling. And I'll say that right now, if you have the good people behind this project, you could break the internet with the series.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see what they do with it.
James,
Because it wasn't God of High School supposed to break the internet?
Suppose.
Wasn't God of High School supposed to be like the one?
The only thing I remember from that was Robert Downey Jr. was somehow the president in that universe.
Hell yeah, that's the only good part. And the animation, obviously.
how did you put 120 chapters in 12 episodes? It just makes no logical sense. And
They were scared. They were scared to actually take the story, adapt it well, and pace it well. Instead of just giving it 12 or 13 episodes, whatever it is, it should have just been 2 cores and then actually flesh out the story.
Absolutely.
Because it starts off in one place, and then you get the middle, and then the end is just like, you can tell that they skipped shit just to get to a bunch of action to try to get people to watch it. But it's like, that was the worst thing you could do, because you ruined it. The diehard fans that actually read God of High School, they're not gonna like it. They're not gonna fuck with it, and that's gonna cause you not to have a season 2. Like, if you just take the source material and make it good, like, that's why I'm kind of worried about Solo Leveling. Like, it's gonna be good. Like, there is a lot of action up front, but who knows what they're gonna do with the entire arc for the first season? Who knows?
Yeah, because people are gonna want to cut straight into the action, into like the cool animation scenes, and skip out on all the character development, especially like in the beginning, like when he's training and stuff. They might skip that. And I personally enjoyed him like figuring things out at the very beginning. So that's definitely a big worry because Crunchyroll is known to do that, especially with the previous manhwa. But I also think like it was understandable, but to their fault too, like with the Tower of Gods and all of that. Like I think because that making manhwa into an anime form was still kind of brand new, so they were pretty scared to see how it was gonna do. And I didn't think they expected such a reception like this, to where people are like, dude, this is manhwa's taking over. Remember, people were like, manhwa's gonna take over the manga space.
They just say that.
They're just gonna take over the anime
Remember
space.
that.
There was such a debate about that, but I knew it wasn't, because I knew Crunchyroll was going to kind of like butcher it. So now whenever a manhwa gets announced as an anime, people are on the fence like, oh, is it going to properly adapt it? Is it going to do this right?
Look,
so
there's only a few that actually hit, and there were actually some that weren't even manhwas. They were actually just regular manga like series, because the few that successful was Fina, the pirate princess.
Fina was great.
Fly Me to the Moon was good. Inspector, I think it was.
I still need to watch that. I heard it was pretty good.
It's better to binge than to watch week to week for that one.
Week to week, not great, but binge wise, if I top of my head, I think I gave it like a 7.5 out of 10 or an 8. Off the top of my head. But look, Solo Learning has the blueprint. I don't know how people or you guys gonna think of my reference, but literally, Sword Art Online. Literally, you have the blueprint of how you could do your character get strong, your character go next level to level or next dungeon to dungeon, and literally just get him as a broken character like a boy Kirito. So that is the blueprint. Just make it to solo leveling. You cannot fuck that shit up.
The problem is like solo leveling could be the most easiest cash grab also too, because you already know there's so many diehard fans, there's so many people who are willing to put money into this, and the physical copies are still out. People will automatically will just go in and tune in to watch this. If they were to just try to get new people who have not heard of solo leveling and just like introduce them to anime, they could probably just show all action again and just not much of the story the same way.
They should just literally, and I'm not saying like make it come out super late, but I think they just need to take their time with this series. Like if they were to like you properly adapt solo leveling, because it's done, right? The whole, I'm not
it's done,
but it's done.
Yeah.
So like they can literally release it seasonally, just like how My Hero releases stuff. Maybe not like cut shit out, but like they could definitely release things seasonally to properly adapt solo leveling in a good way. And I think that would like make the series really, really popular. It'll make everything sell a lot quicker too. Like it's a big opportunity for them, especially since everyone's been asking for a solo leveling anime. When manhwa was getting released as anime, they're like solo leveling. And then after all of the mishaps, they're like, oh, I hope solo leveling gets adapted well. Now that's the wish, so they could easily make it work.
Look, my last thought in this topic is, how could you have fucked up God of High School, a martial arts type of series? A series that
don't tempt them. They've done worse. This is the same Crunchyroll original that did X-Arm. Okay.
Hell yeah! Top 10 anime.
Don't ever bring up X-Arm ever again in this podcast. Do not. No. But what I was saying is that a series that could have triumphed Dragon Ball in martial arts type of style, where people as first Dragon Ball was originally a martial arts series back in the day, and for God of High School, who could have literally a series of God of High School of people fighting in different martial arts around the world, you could have not fucked that shit up. You could literally have the first core, like James said, first core, literally the fight tournament, and the second core, we learn about all these type of ki or nen or whatever, I forgot the type of power system it had. And the second core,
you don't know about nen. You don't watch Hunter x Hunter.
Boy,
you don't know
I gave an
example.
example. An example.
You ain't nothing of that.
I'll touch Hunter x Hunter one day this year. I literally said it would be this year. I said it would be June. I'm fixing my lights. I'm a broke person right now, all right?
Bro, we're in July, so cap. We're in July, so cap.
Yeah, but the biggest problem with God of High School is just the 13 episodes. Like, you can't do anything in that amount of time trying to bring audiences in. Like you need
Yeah.
2 cores right out of the gate. So if they do that with Solo Leveling, that's a good sign to me.
Agreed.
If we know we're going to get 24 episodes per year, I think that's the best way to do it.
Yep.
Just take it like you were saying, Herms, like same thing with My Hero. Just like 22 cores, 24 episodes, year by year, break it down, and that's
Or they
how you
could even
do it, and
do
it'll
it
be
every
awesome.
other year would be fine too. Like just
Yeah.
do it right.
Yeah.
Or do
Don't
like
make-
Spike's Family, do 12 spring season and do 12 fall season. Literally take
Yeah,
a break.
yeah.
Yeah.
The only confidence I would put more confidence in for Crunchyroll originals going into Solo Leveling is if they also this is one of the project that he partnered with Adult Swim Toonami with, because they were also the same people that did Fina, the Pirate Princess as well so they put it onto television. They also the same people who did Blade Runner, Black Lotus.
Like you said,
They'll
or
need to see that.
like we all said, Crunchyroll is hit and miss right now with their original
More miss than hit.
IPs. Overall, it depends on people, because I've heard people said that they love God of High School. So, like I said, like James has always said on this show, and careful of spoilers, villains, and everything, all these type mediums are subjective. You may love them, you may hate them. So, at the end of the day, Crunchyroll has hit or miss with what they've done with their original IPs and slapping their names on it. If they want to continue succeeding like Sony and continue doing good with their money, please take your time. Nobody is rushing you. We have new seasons of animes every goddamn season. So take your damn time. Nobody is asking.
I enjoyed Tower of God a lot, but my issue with it was the pacing. Trying to watch it week to week, that's not it for me. I needed to binge the whole thing.
Yeah,
I think you would enjoy
That's a
it lot
bingeable
more.
series for
Yeah.
sure. Like I thought Tower of God, like it got its point across. Yeah, they skipped a few things because I read the full first season. I ended up reading it on my own just to see what I missed. And there's a lot of things that was missed, but still, regardless, the first season of Tower of God was at least able to convey what it was about.
Agreed.
God of High School, not so much, but for sure like I definitely agree that Tower of God is a bingeable series versus something that you would watch weekly, because I was covering it weekly, but a lot of the times it was just like, man, just get to it already. But then it's understandable too, because like I said, there's information missed in Tower of God that would have made things make a lot more sense.
So this is a great transition here for that. A lot of things that don't make a lot of sense is sometimes in the world of Netflix. Because, sometimes they like to cancel stuff or reboot stuff for some reason. With the great success of Stranger Things, Death Note gets a new Netflix live action series from the Stranger Things creators.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So I have not seen the Death Note anime other than less than 5 episodes. I have not seen the live action Death Note movie from Netflix.
I'm gonna be I'm somewhat on the same boat. I've watched Death Note, like bits and pieces of it. I know what it's about.
Same.
But I have never been able, because at the time I didn't have Crunchyroll, so like I watched it in bits and pieces. But I know the general gist of it, and I watched just the general gist of what the Netflix adaptation.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, like it didn't make any sense. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so what you just said, I'm the same boat. I cannot add too much in this conversation other than I'm happy for the Stranger Things creators that they have more projects on their hand. I know that they have a new studio called Up, Down, Down, or something like that. Whatever is the name of the studio. My apologies.
Upside Down Pictures.
I appreciate that, James. Thank you very much. So much great for their success of Stranger Things, and much great success that they have more on their belt now. But I cannot add too much on this play about the Death Note. But hey, I guess as the saying goes, what's not broken, try to fix it. I guess. James, what do you want to add more? Because I know you're a fan of the Death Note series, you have watched it and everything, but you hated the Death Note movie, or have you seen it?
Yeah, so I'm a huge Death Note fan. I love the manga. I love the anime. I've seen the Japanese adaptation. It's not the greatest thing ever, but it's fine. You know what I mean? Like anime adaptations to live action, it's difficult. And then I saw the Netflix live action Death Note. Lakeith Stanfield, I did think he was good as L, the best that he could do. But the problem with the American version is they tried to make it too much of a high school drama, and then making Mia or whatever her name is the focus of it. That was the wrong choice. Making Light pretty much like a bitch boy, just using the Death Note to get this chick's attention. That has nothing to do with the source material. It was a stupid way to adapt it. They're trying to like make it like make sense for like teens, to attract teens to watch this movie, but it was the worst thing that you could do because it's not faithful to the source material at all. So the Duffer Brothers have made a really great show in Stranger Things. They do really good stuff with kids. It's not overly dramatic. It is realistic. So there is some potential to this, but I don't believe that Americans can make anime adaptations.
Nope.
Until it happens,
Never.
I don't believe that it's possible. So I think that they are very capable. I think they will make something interesting, but until I see it, I'm not. I have zero faith.
The only
But I'll watch
credit
it.
I will give to somebody was because he had his name attached to it. Alita Battle Angel is the only success close to a manga adaptation, but it's because James Cameron had his name attached to it, and that's why it was only good and had the budget it did. I think it had like 220 million or something like that. So that's the only reason.
Alita's good. The only place
Yeah, it
where
was good.
Alita fails is the relationship stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that sucked.
terribly adapted. Again, them trying to
Do a rom-com.
appease to kids, but like, dude, I'm a big fan of the live action Ghost in the Shell adaptation. I know I'm the one of the only people on the planet that like that movie, but I think it was pretty good. Like, it's not the best thing ever, but visually and how they adapted like the anime story into the live action movie, I think it was
Scarlett
good.
Jo. I mean, it is Scarlett Johansson though. So.
Yeah, it's like I wish they went with an Asian actress, but it's like, let's be realistic. Like, no one would have seen it. They have to put a
Sure.
big name actress in it. It sucks. And they did use the script to make it make sense why she looks like Scarlett Johansson, and it does work, but it's unfortunate that it wasn't an Asian actress.
Sam, your thoughts on this idea? Because I know that you,
I mean,
you watched
it's
the anime
been-
and read the manga.
I mean, I only watched it halfway because that's only the best part. It's just half the anime or half the series. You know, I don't really need to watch the other half because I'm okay with the bad guys winning in that series. And unfortunately, how the good guy won was just really bad. And then the one shot came in, and it was good in the beginning, good in the middle. How did no, that ending was a throw off. That was fucked up. But there was the live adaptation. Unfortunately, most of them, the catalogs are in the Netflix side, and I just don't have the utmost confidence in it. And like, look at Cowboy Bebop. That actually had a lot of hype, a great casting, a great work, and yet it got canceled after the first season because like a whole lot of people complained about it. They didn't.
I think it was only a week or a couple of days, and that's when it got canceled. I think it was like 3-4 days later after it dropped.
Vicious sucked, bro. It's unfortunate, but Vicious was terrible.
I'll be right back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Talking.
Vicious was absolutely terrible. The twist at the end of Cowboy Bebop was stupid. It came out of nowhere. They had no setup for it. And then by the time you get to it, it's just like, you know what? Let's just make her she just has this flip now. Now she's in charge. Now Vicious is even more of a bitch than he was throughout the entire series. No one wants that. Someone wants to see Spike versus a good antagonist, and we didn't get it. That's why it's not getting a second season. It visually looked amazing. The set design, the costuming, all of the production stuff is amazing. But if you don't have a good antagonist, then there's nothing for the protagonist to do, and that's why it failed.
I feel really bad for John Cho because he put his whole entire heart in this. He got injured in the set, and they were willing to like delay and push it until he fully recovers, and then he could come back into the finished filming and stuff like that. There was a lot of confidence going into Cowboy Bebop live action, and unfortunately, it didn't go through. And now, all with the other live action series that Netflix is also still doing, like Avatar. Unfortunately, Avatar: The Last Airbender is still within the works and categories within Netflix, and then
I'm curious to see like how the fuck are you gonna make Appa a big giant fucking mammoth flying with a long ass tail? How you gonna make him look? Like that's what I'm curious. Like, and with the amount of CG and special effects and visual effects you're gonna be doing with the water, fire, and the earth bending, like I'm just so curious of how everything's gonna play out. Like, best of luck to Netflix. I work for ya for a bit, but at the end of the day, best of luck to ya.
Again, same problem. It's going to be another teen drama in the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
You ain't wrong because of the
Like-
leaks that people say that this is a love triangle with Prince Zuko, with Katara and Aang, even though it was
It's
never
so
like that in
stupid.
the original. Love.
It's hard to give any live adaptation confidence, especially under Netflix umbrella. It's all missed. It's been mostly misses and hits, and this was actually a series, not even a movie. It's a series.
Oh shit! It's a live action series. Not wow. You're right. I totally
Yeah.
missed that. Live action series. Wow. Interesting. Interesting. But
It's not that I don't have confidence with the Stranger Things creators. It's just that there's just so many failures, and there's so much.
I still need to
yeah.
watch Stranger Things, so I can't really say that too much as well because I really need to check it out. I hear so many great things about it.
It's really well written, dude.
You can you can do great work and love the anime series, and the bar to actually make a great live action anime live action adaptation, the bar is not set up that high, but it's also very hard to animate a lot of stuff. It's all, even in the One Piece live action is it's very iffy too. It's just so many categories of live action under Netflix branch. It's
Hey Herms, are you excited for that by the way? Because I don't know if you have said your thoughts on your YouTube channel or on Twitter, but are you excited?
The
for
One Piece live action.
Yeah, or are you skeptical overall?
I'm skeptical. I know, like obviously, like I'm really close friends with Roger.
Yeah,
and he's like super hyped and
And plus, he has his connections from what I've seen. Or
Yeah,
him
yeah.
posting or-
like I'm still skeptical. But like I said, with everything, I have to see, like once it's released, and then see public opinion and see what everyone else thought. But sometimes even I have like a different public opinion than most people. But like when like a live adaptation is just like really bad. So I didn't really talk about it because I didn't really feel the need to, because obviously like the One Piece community is very like
yeah.
very
I know.
very strong opinionated, right? And because I've already had my fair share with My Hero, so I think like I'm skeptical, but we'll see.
I get it. So overall, Sam, may I do another transition?
go for it. I mean, I'm done. I'm done with my low confidence in live action adaptation series and movies.
Well, guess what? If you want to see good live adaptation and good furry and lizards fighting, guess what? You have to wait until the year 2024 for our Godzilla versus King Kong sequel, slated for March 15, 2024. So, who's excited to see some brutal meathead, just two giants just fighting it out again for round 3 or round 4, I think, by the time that film hits?
I think this will be 4 because they had like 3 matches in that Kong versus Godzilla movie.
Which I don't know why people say Kong won. Sorry to say, it bursts people's bubbles. Godzilla whip his ass
twice.
Yeah. See, I mean, they made it work. Godzilla wins the fight between them, and then Kong beats Mechagodzilla, so they both win. They both have W's. So I don't think they're gonna fight again.
They're not.
I think this is definitely like, I call Godzilla versus Kong like the BVS movie we deserve, that we should have gotten, because going forward, I think they're going to fight together to protect the Earth.
Yeah.
Like Kong will remain the king of like the Hollow Earth, and Godzilla will remain king of like everything else. So I think that's how it's gonna work. I'm a huge fan of these movies. They're awesome. They're the ultimate turn your brain off, just have fun types of movies, and I fucking love it. So give me more.
Same.
I mean, the movie did come out in HBO Max and movie theaters during COVID time, and we were able to watch it for free, and
Yeah,
I had a good time with it.
Same. Like, I literally got dumb blasted, and I was just enjoying this. Like, oh yes, Kong, let's go. It was just seeing nice to see Godzilla too. Like when Godzilla threw the whole nuclear to the sky and literally putting his type of dominance, saying that he's the motherfucking king. I'm like, yes, Godzilla, you are the man. And after just swam away, just back to his own little equator of fucking Earth, I'm like, yeah, my boy literally said, I beat your asses, I saved Earth, I'm outie. I'm like, yeah, makes sense.
I mean, Godzilla was only after Mecha Godzilla, really. He didn't care much about Kong.
Because he knew that, yeah, motherfucking humans were cloning his ass. It's like, don't take my fucking DNA, trying to make a whole type of humanoid, because humans like to play with.
He felt another alpha because the DNA is from Ghidorah.
Oh
so
yeah,
he sensed
Ghidorah,
he sensed another alpha. Therefore, like, oh, there can only be one.
So
you either have to bow or die.
Do we have a theory? Because my theory is that King Kong and Godzilla is gonna fight Namatra. What's the other?
There are a couple. There are a lot of.
There's
turtle?
a lot for them to choose.
What about the turtle?
Yeah, they have like a whole list.
They have a lot.
They have a whole list.
Japan
Like,
is big on
I'm not
Godzilla.
even really too deep into the Godzilla lore, but I know from like there's a long list of like things that they could do.
Hey,
which is good.
They could do a whole tag team fight. I'm all down to watch
Seriously.
this.
Look, what I'm shocked about, by the time, look, if we don't have some type of multiverse of Jurassic Park with Godzilla and Kong and with Transformers,
they did do that. They could, like in their own individual movies. Kong did fight dinosaurs.
But that's what I'm saying. By the year 2030, if we don't have some type of multiverse of those three movies connecting by then, yo, right there's your perfect type of multiverse. Literally, it connects everything. Transformers.
That could literally be the plot of the movie. Be like, you just have some humans. Like, I would mix some DNAs of dinosaurs to make a new dinosaur. We tampered with the kaiju's, and then we brought in Godzilla. Apparently, Godzilla saw and tempted it, and have another agency. Like, we just somehow brought Kong back into this world to fight to handle this.
It works out overall. Sam, I don't have any more transitions, so it's back to you.
You sure?
Yeah, I didn't pop any in the head.
All right, because like at least for the next news is like what I do have good confidence in for this adaptation, the Mashle Magics and Muscles manga gets TV anime in 2023. That I do have confidence for.
This will get me into Mashle because I still need to read it, but now that they're adapting it, it's like I'll watch it and then I'll get into the manga after.
Same.
It's very much like One Punch Man.
Except in Harry Potter world. Like, that's what I also feel like. If you like One Punch Man, if you like Harry Potter, that's it. That's literally your series. It's literally me head, not much, because our boy Mash literally is in point blank and simple. He's stupid. He literally will solve your problem by punching. He literally named your muscle body parts, and each of them have a name.
I mean, it's not just punching. Man knows how to kick too. Man knows how to
and he knows how to suplex too. He knows how to suplex very well. That's what I was saying. He has suplexed a couple people in the manga. Really great art for it too.
Luckily, this series will have a completed anime adaptation for which I think 24 episodes more than enough to finish this entire series.
I think.
Oh, is it really? Like, how long is the
right
manga?
now it's 114.
But like these are like very like short, easy chapters where like each chapters have small arc stories, or they can just finish within one chapter.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's like a lot of action sequence too.
Yeah, so by
next
Monday,
it could definitely do it.
By next Monday, it will have 116 chapters. So
it's ongoing at least right now.
It's still ongoing, but it's gonna
okay.
finish just like in its last arc.
Or last saga is what people like to say for its
Right.
for its Japanese arcs, but it should be ending this year is what the creator said a couple months ago or something like that. So it should be ending by maybe 130, 140 is my guess. So if they do my guess, I know Sam, you said 24 episodes. I think 3 course. A nice 36 or less, I feel like would be solid.
Wasn't there like an anime that did 3 course before?
Off the top of my head, I don't recall.
I only know anime that do like 2 cores.
Yeah, it's mostly just 2 cores, and that's really it. It's like 21 to 24 episodes.
I mean, they don't. Well, they said it's gonna be complete.
Yeah, it's just gonna be complete.
Yeah, then it's probably gonna be 2 cores 24, I think.
Nice.
And then if anything, they're gonna like do another 2 core later once it catches up.
Better to do 2023 since this fall season is too stacked for the throwing
Yeah,
in there. It's gonna be like
for
way
sure.
overshadowed. At this point, a lot of animes that comes out during this fall is gonna be really overshadowed that nobody's really gonna be noticing the small underdogs.
Oh, seriously.
But
I mean, like people still like don't see the uncut gems on like very good other anime seasons, but like definitely for sure with Bleach, Chainsaw Man, all that, Rumakun, all that stuff. It's gonna be very hard to try to find like a diamond in the rust in this one.
But you know what? You could find a diamond in the rust though, in the spring anime. No, guess no.
No, I'll give it to you.
No.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you points for that.
About
I'll
to
give you
say-
points. I'll give you points for that. I'll give you
About to
points
say
for
that was
that.
on the fly, and technically I use your words on that one. I'm like, you know what?
Exactly.
I'm
You had to
just
try to
gonna-
make you had to try to make reference until like, all right, fine. I'll give it to you.
Come on, you gotta give me some apples for that one at least. But
I'll give you
yeah.
points for that.
Yeah, because I feel like we did our good coverage on news that was really important highlight over the past 2 weeks. So I feel like that was very important to discuss, great things. So spring anime, because I know we all probably going to all have our little mix, probably the same ones there. But I think Herm should go first since he is guest, but also he has watched the most. So I know he has some probably good ones to bring up and some bad ones.
Or summer anime?
For spring.
Spring.
Or spring. So things that I watched.
Like, what are the ones that you think were great? People that you have not seen, or like, what were the ones that you have joined the most? Because I have a couple ones that were.
Yeah,
Could've been
I
a
mean,
lot
like
better.
I think Spy Family obviously was the
Mhm.
really good one this season. There is like obviously some ones I don't keep up with the animated series because I was reading it, which is like Kaguya-sama.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah, I need to watch it though. I watch a bit of it. I watch a bit of the anime. And it was very enjoyable. But I just haven't had the time to like watch it. Shikimori was enjoyable.
I like Shikimori.
Aharon
I've not
San
seen
was
that one.
amazing. I love the Aharon San.
That was adorable too. That was hilarious.
That
Actually,
one was
So many
a
hilarious
really really
episodes.
good one. Yeah, just the interaction was like wonderful. I was like, this is a good ass anime. I'm quitting heroing or Yusha Yamamasu was really good. I
want to
really
watch it.
enjoyed that one.
I just don't got high dive. So.
Yeah, high dive.
I mean, there's other places, you know.
But like
don't know
high
where
dive,
you're
high
at.
dive
I don't
is
know
having a
where.
lot of
There's other places.
have some good high dives have some good gems this season too. Actually,
Yeah, no, High Dive had a lot of great ones. Like I'm quitting hearing was great. Your boy Kong Ming was fantastic.
I don't think I heard that one.
That was last season. It was spring season. That one was surprisingly really enjoyable. You can binge that now. It's done. A good surprise one was Trapped in a Dating Sim. That was a great isekai.
I love that one. Quick question: has everyone seen that one? Trapped in a Dating Sim.
I'm not done, but I've seen it halfway through.
I liked it.
I loved it. I truly was unexpected from that.
It was
show.
very, very unexpected. It gave me My Next Life as a Villainous vibes, but
Yes,
as like a mob character, which I thought was really, really great.
adding
just-
adding mecha and some racing.
Yeah, I enjoyed the mecha portions of it too.
His character was so it was so narcissist and dark humor, and his AI was like, you're an asshole. Like, yeah, I know, but this is fun. I'm like, I just love that for him. It's like he knew he was doing, and
I mean, the whole society were full of assholes too. At least he was outsmarting those assholes. Though.
oh
Like,
yes,
Yeah.
those princes, they get what they deserve because they're douches. But I love how they all got put in their place but they understood why they got put in the place from him. It's like, and then they grew respect for him.
I mean, barely, man. These nobles felt like they were owed all these high prestiges. They were like, what's that word? Privileged. Yeah, like they were very privileged in their own society, especially the females in the group, because they were the higher society more than the males and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
It's pretty much opposite of what this world is. You know, like the women were the ones in power, which like it. I thought like the privileged sides of all things. It was kind of nice to see like how he changed up the world, changed up the story a little bit too.
I mean, he wasn't the only one, but like
yeah.
His nice sister just gave him the nice game to play.
Yeah, and then she ended up being in that world as well,
which was ironic, but it just fit the story so well, because I love how he tries to be a mob character, like just to be in be in the background, be a side character, but somehow everything he did, he just became more frontliner. He became more royalty. He became, I think, 5th class in the hierarchy, I think it was. So like, that was very beautiful.
I don't know my noble ranking.
Yeah, but he started like ranking pretty high, which he didn't want, but he was trying his best to avoid it, which I thought was hilarious. He wanted to be a mob character, but he ended up being something else. But it was nice that he was able to like accept, like, okay, I'm gonna be, I should just accept this destiny path that I'm accidentally creating for myself and just move with it.
I mean, I wouldn't say
it feels like it's leading into.
I wouldn't say accidental. He calls it. He wanted to do. He just did that so that he have a higher standing, and then next thing you know, because
he only got himself involved because he really hates the princes. Like when with the first call out battle with the throwing of the gloves. So I just because he played the game, so he's just like, you know what? I hate these guys enough. Throws the glove or whatever, which I thought was funny.
No lie, I've always wanted to do that. Like, just grab my glove and like,
I don't wear gloves. I'm not gonna throw my mask at anyone.
I mean, he threw his back. He threw his own back. He didn't wear gloves. He's like, I throw a glove at you.
He took what's her name's glove, Angie.
Yeah, you're right. But I would like to do that one day. Like, if I just go to a ballroom, I would like to borrow somebody's glove. Like, I just want to fight you. Just some random dude. Like, let's fight. Like, why? Just cause I was want to do
just cause I wanna fight.
Like, it's just so cool. Like the old way, like instead of it like, yo, let's throw hands. No, throw a glove. That's how you initiate throwing the hands. And plus, I just related to his character a lot because I felt most of my life like a background side character. So like now that he's becoming,
I thought you were gonna say because I like to be an asshole.
No, I'm a nice dude. I feel like I'm a lovely person, right, guys? Cheese on pancakes, right?
Nah.
Damn. But Herms, continue.
Yeah, you are.
Well, Skeleton Knight was fun. I enjoyed Skeleton Knight.
It was fun, but I like Trapped in a Dating Sim more than a Skeleton.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I don't know. World Love After Domination.
I didn't finish.
That was fun too. I like that.
That one was I need to finish it, but that one was fun.
Yes.
Ascendance of a Bookworm. I love that series so much.
Yeah, it's very good. Very good.
Ascendance of a Bookworm is so good. It may seem like it ended, but it looks like there's going to be more.
There'll be more. There's a lot of light novels that's still like being written and stuff like that.
And then like there was like some other series that I tried watching that I just never really got into or finished. Like what was it called? Let me look. I'm curious now.
Did you watch Comey?
I didn't start it yet because I like to binge that one. Versus,
you'll like Comey because it's like a Hermsaur.
Yeah, the second season because I watched first season, so I have to watch second season for sure.
Yeah, last episode of the second season came out today.
Okay, yeah, so I can binge that one now. It's called Daemon Recipe of Happiness. It's like a family that runs a dessert shop type of thing.
I downloaded that on my tablet I need to check it out, but it seems good. The art style seems nice. That's why I
Yo,
like,
the art is the animation art style is amazing. There's some parts of it that just like the main character Nagumo, I just feel like they disrespect him so much, and sometimes it's funny, but like when you see so much disrespect, it just gets like kind of like annoying. It's like I guess like it became a running thing, and I was like okay, like 5 episodes in, I think I'm done, you know. And then there's like Kono Healer. Uh, I kind of got annoyed with the healer chick. Like she's just so like bad. I did annoy the hell out of me first episode. I was like, I can't continue watching this shit. And then I think it's called RPG Real Estate. I watched a lot. RPG Real Estate was okay. I just did that.
I started the first episode, but I didn't continue afterwards.
Yeah, I was just watching it to like pass time.
Right.
Dawn of the Witch was okay. I have to watch Summertime Renderer.
I know Disney hold it captive.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it's Disney Plus, but they hold it captive.
So it's being
I didn't know
released
that.
in Disney Plus Japan, but it's not being released worldwide.
Oh, so it's not being released in here?
No.
Now, it has not been no source of information to know what's happening after it's done. So we don't know once it's done, will it be dubbed? Would it be released in worldwide for Disney Plus? No information.
That's so random. I didn't know it was Disney Plus. I was just waiting for it to finish.
And also from what
It's
I've heard
24
from people,
episodes though, so it might even be a while.
They say with Disney Plus, they have a lot of anime on their streaming platform in Japan. So
yeah.
So it's really interesting to know how each country has each different type of streaming service work very differently for them. So I'm like, wait.
But I think that kind of makes sense though.
In Japan, I'm like, what?
No, but that makes sense though, because in their side, anime is broadcast on their television. They don't need like a streaming channel or a streaming service, and Disney just happens to be like could be the main hub of all Disney shows plus
and
in
Japan technology is a little bit like it's obviously more advanced than us, but like how things get broadcasted is still a little bit like older than us because television is still extremely relevant in Japan versus here like it's streaming services run supreme here now towards killing television shows like Stranger Things. Like let's say Stranger Things decides to be like on like I don't know Channel 5 or whatever. Like, I don't know, like it gets pushed on television. No one's watching it. It wouldn't have gotten the extent that it would have if it like just like on Netflix. And same thing with like some other series. So I know like at least how Japan handles things is a lot more different than us. Because I don't think anime would be as popular as it is now without streaming services now. Obviously anime has always been popular on the side of like being able to watch it through fan subs and watching things before official streaming sites were available. Like there's a Kiss Animes and all of that. But like I think the fact that it became a little bit more mainstream through streaming services, whether Netflix or Crunchyroll, Funimation, all that, it popularized it for sure, and it became more mainstream.
Yeah, because I can't see where Japan have a same like popular like wide shows of television and movies to have multiple streaming service, because I know because I doubt Sony would like invest in having Crunchyroll onto Japan, especially when like anime can be more easily accessed there in their television network.
And, for sure.
So like with under Disney shows, you just the only way you can watch it is under their own like hub and platform. And since it's part of the cartoons, you want to add their own animation cartoons into it, and it technically makes sense, a whole lot of sense. And at least with Disney, they could watch Marvel shows and Marvel movies and all that stuff, all under one roof. So it's worth their money for it.
Yeah, even like Netflix Japan, like the American shows and like cartoons and stuff I'm pretty sure they do pretty well over there. And we have access to it here, like through TV, like Nickelodeon and all that stuff, but even then like they don't have that in Japan, just like we don't have anime on our television. The only access we had was like Toonami, right? And when Nickelodeon had Dragon Ball, Kai, was it Kai?
Yes, Kai, yeah.
Yeah. So those were the only access to, and that's why there was only big three, right? Back then, the big three was because those were the only three anime shows that were like really doing well here. And then obviously there was like the Cowboy Bebops, the shows that Toonami brought.
Right.
But then it's not until like later. So that's why we say there's no more big three, right? Is because streaming services made it so a lot of anime can stand on their own 2 feet here in the West because of like streaming services and the internet. The internet really like changed the layout of how we consume media. And I think it'll only be like for how we review anime there, like they might do something very similar over there, like for American cartoons and American culture type of stuff. So yeah.
And I know Japan actually likes American shows too. Like,
Oh, yeah,
I know
absolutely.
Friends is very huge in Japan as well too.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, shit. But
I don't know about The Office though.
Man, that should be because The Office is golden.
It is golden. It's just like
I've
Such
not
a
seen The
golden
Office.
show.
I need to see it.
I've seen some of
Yeah.
it, but then I've never watched like just like Death Note. I haven't watched it in its entirety. I have to because like every episode that I've watched of The Office that I have watched, I just kept dying of laughter.
Season 1 is good, but it's not as good as like most of the rest of the seasons. When Steve Carell leaves, it starts to dip again, but I
So-
love The Office. I've seen it all together like maybe 5 times. It's such a good
it's
show.
not only under Peacock now, right?
Yeah.
So that's my fear of to watch old shows that last a long, but then the cast members leave because I did that with Scrubs, I did that with Community, and the last season of both those shows just weren't that good. But the other seasons were great, fantastic, like 8, 9 out of 10. Good story, great messages. But then once the current, OG cast members leave the last season, and it's not the same, it doesn't have the same spark. So it's like me trying to do like another binge on a big comedy show or a good sitcom now. It's like I'd rather take my time because I don't want to burn myself out or watch a great 80% of the show and then the last 20% like it's like, nah, do I really want to do this to myself again?
I mean, you're only in it for like the 80% though. That's really the entire point. You have you memorize the comedy, the jokes from the early on. So you just have to like love it what it was before.
Good
For
point.
sure.
I mean, like
Yeah,
you don't have to
a
love.
lot of good shit. There's a lot of good shit before it goes downhill. So
Yeah,
you-
yeah.
Like you don't have to love. You don't have to like the ending. It's just like at least you had fun in the beginning, like the middle. Like you always had like, you know what it was or going in, but
Brooklyn
most of these-
Nine-Nine is one of the most solid shows, most
Yes.
solid
I agree.
sitcoms I've ever seen. It has one of the best series finales I've ever seen
Yes.
of a sitcom.
I agree.
I'm re-binging that actually. I'm currently
Yes.
binging that again.
Yeah, it's
I
so
saw
good,
that. I was
man.
like, I guess Evan's watching it. I do agree.
How
but-
many seasons was Stephen Carell off? Was it like 1 or 2?
I think
For
2 or
The
3.
Office?
I think 3.
Three, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, because the
Three.
only ones that I've watched was with him in it. So
He
I haven't
only
watched
came
the
back
ones.
for like a few episodes, and that's
Yeah,
it.
James Spader was one of the bosses there for a while. Ed Helms took over as the boss of The Office. And then, yeah, I think it was like 3 seasons without Steve Carell.
Oh wow.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know there was seasons without him.
Yeah.
hmm
Oh.
Yeah, they're not as good. I mean, Ed Helms was hot off The Hangover. Is like, oh yeah, give him the lead. Did not work at all.
Oh,
Ed Helms
wow.
is best in small doses, not to be
Right.
the leader of The Office.
Oh wow. But
I
do
heard
wanna-
The Office in the UK series of The Office was actually good too. I heard as well.
Yeah, it's just not as good as the American, but it's definitely worth watching. It's funny. It's just not as funny.
I did not know about that. But I was gonna ask, has anybody other than me watched A Couple of Cuckoos?
No, I heard good things about it. But
I
haven't
heard
had a
good
chance to
things.
watch it.
So
Yeah.
this is one anime I've seen. It resumes it resumes the second core at the end of the month. Currently out with 13 episodes. You can watch on Crunchyroll for anybody's interested. It's the first episode is a dude just found out that he switched places with somebody else at birth, and he's been living with not his real parents, and he found out that he's gonna meet his real parents, and he's gonna see what's going on with that. That was the first episode. I'm not gonna give no more information because I don't want to bash anybody that's curious to watch the actual series, but it's pretty interesting. For anybody has seen the 5 quintessential quintuplets, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah,
Got
the
it.
quintessential quintuplets. Yeah.
Switch at birth anime style. Got it.
So it's really good. It's really intriguing story. So, good animation. It has one cringy moment. That's all I would say for anybody that don't like cringy. It has one cringy moment. Did anybody have seen Todamachi game? Because I know I have.
Yes.
But I forgot.
I haven't. I heard good things. Really, really good things about
I think it was
Good
okay.
things.
I think it was okay.
Yeah.
James, did you finish it?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I've only seen like the first episode, but that's about it.
for me, I know that since Sam has finished it, I'm gonna say my thoughts on it is that as a series, is better to binge than the weekly, and the MC, the way they set him up, they make him feel like he has more of like some type of brain that he's smart as fuck, like he's one out of 100 type of geniuses, for example, or one of 1,000. But once you see the storyline, it's like, okay, he's just very cautious and very smart to an extent. I don't think he's that great, great to be the way the show made him out to be, if that makes sense. I don't want to spoil too much for those that haven't seen it. But overall, it's an interesting series. I think I gave it an 8 out of 10. Yeah, I give it an 8 out of 10. I do want to see more. It did remind me a bit of Darwin's Game for anybody that have seen Darwin's Game. But it's an intriguing series, and I hope to see more of the series if it comes back. I heard that it's a good anime to manga adaptation from Abe and a few other people. So it's doing good for what it is, and for it's only being 12 episodes, and it has a good score and good hype moments for it. Sam?
I actually thought it was okay. I've watched it week to week. It was a lot slower, which usually is when you watch any anime week to week. But I felt like they spent a little too long on one story arc that it just was slowly dying out for me. It just took a very long time for its reveal. I understand the psychological aspect, but I didn't really get too much of it. I think it's because the pacing was so slow that it just didn't like. I just lost interest of who was the bad guy in the review, or who was the traitor and all that stuff like that. Who was the then for the next following arc, we got introducing to new people. Usually it's like you don't have any interest with them because they're not going to last more than one story arc and that sort of stuff. And it didn't really hit me as much with the psychological stuff. Well, it did in some episodes, but it wasn't like too long of a shock value, especially when you're watching it week to week. Maybe it would be much better if you binge it, but it didn't hit as well watching week to week, waiting for the reveal. And I can understand in TV aspect, it's like, oh man, who's the bad guy? Wait, like find out next week. Or like, oh, you still don't get him. Maybe the following week you'll find out. Oh, finally, yes, we got him. Like, okay, why is he the bad guy? Wait till next week to really figure out why he's the bad guy, and so on and so forth. It
really drags on pretty much.
It was just dragging. So it was dragging too much of it. I
That's
thought
why
it
I
was
said binge
okay.
is prefer. If you watch week to week, I understand 100% why Sam feels the way he feels. But if you did watch as a binge, it will flesh down much better than how Sam is saying it. So I do agree overall of what Sam said.
Like people can like love this series and they were brought in because of the manga series, but I haven't touched the manga for this, so I can't really judge. So this is me judging it in its complete state as is of anime. Because at least with the ending, it left as a cliffhanger. It at least ended where okay, we have an opening for another season just in case. We'll have that on hold. We could probably bring it back in like another year or two. We throw it in the summer season, which I feel like summer seasons is like a good spot to put any season two series shows. Because I did like 100 million deaths, killed 100 million lives, and I actually like that anime.
Yeah. That one is pretty cool.
That one I didn't hear much news that having season two, and it was coming out during the summer, and I was like, okay, this is something for me to watch during the summer. It was good. I felt like having it in the spring season where there wasn't too much spring season anime that was much like overwhelmingly good and talk about. For me, it was like a 7 out of 10. But better if I were to binge it the whole entire thing, I'd probably give it a better score. But for me, it was okay. This is judging it without not having to read the manga, not too much of the psychological stuff, and all that stuff. If anything, if Vash was even here, I would prefer Darwin's Game more than Totomachi Game.
Yeah, I think like even like with like there's so many series that like it's better as the binge versus like better watching it weekly. Like I think even when I was doing Bleach, when I started Bleach, like I could not watch that weekly if it ever came out weekly like that. Same thing with One Piece. I think now current One Piece is a lot better with how anime is released, but back then, nah, it was not.
They'll stretch one chapter into 2 episodes. That's actually how they do doing it.
I even feel the same thing about Dragon Ball Z. Like back then, like
it was 10 episodes for a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, so I could not watch, like there's just some series that you just cannot do weekly. You just have to do it in bulk. Just like there's like some series that you can react to that's a good reaction, but or there's some really good anime that's just bad for reactions. Like I think Aharon-san was like one of them for me. Like I don't think I could have reacted to it for sure, but like I enjoyed the hell out of that anime.
I think slice of life animes are the most hardest to react to
because like, for sure,
because so many people have the same concept of it's a slice of life, nothing really happens. I mean, comedy happens, it's hilarious, it's
easy to digest. Like it's not something that you need to think too hard about, and those are like my favorite things to watch. Just relax. I don't have to think too hard. I don't have to dissect anything. I just want to watch something just like enjoyable. Like my life is as hectic as it is, so like a nice slice of life every once in a while is just like to slow it down for me.
Yo, it's crazy
that
you said that. Oh, no, James, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say real quick. That's what isekais are like for me. Like I'm
always yeah.
So like Skeleton Knight in Another World, like it was simple. I thought it was fun. Like it was just light. Like, it's not much to it. Like fucking love it, dude.
James, it's funny how you say that because I was gonna say the opposite. I was gonna say I love the isekai for that, but I was so disappointed with the greatest demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody. Bro,
yeah,
it's like
it falls off.
Is that an isekai? That's a reborn anime.
Okay, yes, a reborn anime.
Yeah,
but I expect not say yes. Okay, maybe I had high expectation because I thought it was gonna be like the Demon School.
Yeah, Misfit of Demon King Academy.
Misfit of Demon King Academy. Even I thought that one was okay. Like I thought
really,
I thought it was okay.
I love
like there's I think towards the end I was like, what the fuck is even happening?
Yeah, same here.
I was like, what the fuck is this, dude? But then like at the very beginning, Misfit of Demon King Academy was like, okay, this is pretty sick. Yeah. And then it just got kind of chaotic at the end. I'm like, dude, what am I fucking watching now? Like it was just too.
That was my same reaction. That was my same reaction.
That's what I fuck with the Skeleton Knight. It's because he's broken as hell, but he's just having fun with the way life is. He literally just met an elf girl, helped her out, met a ninja, like a ninja furry girl, helped her out, but he broken as hell. He said, I'm gonna summon a whole red fire dragon out of nowhere at the last episode. And he's like, yeah, it did my strongest spell. And then I said, I'm gonna put it away like it's nothing. Like, bitch, what? So like,
I mean, like, how not to summon a demon lord was just like that too. Like, so that's your strongest magic? I am insulted. This is not nothing to me, kind of thing. But
yeah, because I felt like if I, and people might hate me for this opinion, right? I think like with the greatest demon lord is reborn as a typical nobody in terms of like how it was paced and it was being told, at least was consistent. there's a lot of holes for sure, but it was consistent in the sense of like, unlike Misfit of Demon King Academy, towards the end, I'm like, what? I was so angry of how confused I was because I was just like, dude, this is too much.
There was
and
a
like,
good high to it too. Like, yeah,
there was
so
really good highs to Misfit. Like, I was like, this is a really fun anime to watch. And I just refused to react to it because like my comment section was spammed like, why are you watching this piece of shit? You should watch a Misfit of Demon King Academy. So I was like, all right, then I'm not gonna watch it at all. But I enjoyed watching it.
So
just towards the end, I was just like, I mean, it was cool to watch. I just didn't. My brain just was not having it anymore.
That's
finished it though.
What's crazy? With the Demon Reborn as a nobody, the story plot by the end reminded me of the Flash TV show season 3 with Savitar, literally beat by beat, because my dude literally went from the future to go back in time to kill his old present self, but also to grab the other mid-future person and have him join his side because he wants to save his lover, that even though he never told her that he loves her. The way me explaining that made no sense.
Wait a Vash the Flash season 4, I guess. I don't know.
Nobody's gonna watch The Flash. All right, just saying that if you watch season 1 and 2, you might continue. But if you watch now those 8 seasons, then I guess good luck to you, because it's a hit and miss. But the the Demon Reborn to Nobody is like, I expected it more because I thought it was gonna be more. The plot in the first couple episodes was intriguing for what it was, and then they really drag along the reasoning of the champion of his friend getting killed, and it's like, when the fuck are we gonna find out? And then to never truly find out what happened in his alternate timeline, like, okay, cool.
No, I thought they explained that, like how she died. They explained it.
They did?
Yeah. They explained it. So pretty much, you know, the guy that the last guy that they fought, not what's his name, the main character, as not Ard Meteor, the older Ard Meteor, but like the one that they were fighting, pretty much turned her evil, and she lost control, and then he had to kill her.
Oh,
that was explained.
Oh, so
Yeah.
that storyline still continue for her to die like that?
No, she ended up dying some other way.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
what I was
but like,
confused about.
but the main timeline that where Ard came from, she died because she was being controlled and she had to be killed.
Copy. I totally messed that up.
Yeah, it just that alternate timeline that he was actually put into, I'm not too sure. I'm not sure if that changes like the storyline of the main timeline, because you know how usually like if you fuck with a timeline, there creates another universe or another string of reality. And there's like
paradox,
3 different realities. Yeah, just like there was Ard Meteor, and then there was like the evil Ard Meteor who was older, because he's from a different timeline where he wasn't able to save like Ginny and whoever. So like I know like that's a separate timeline that and then he was brought into the new time, the older timeline to save whatever her name is. I forgot her name, but you know, when it comes to shit like that, immediately the sign when there's a hint of harem, my brain turns off and I'm like, I'm not gonna expect anything from this shit. Dude, like, I don't know what you were expecting. The moment I saw Booba, I was like, okay, this is over.
You're not wrong.
My only issue is it starts really strong, and then
Exactly.
there's like 3 to 4 episodes in the middle. The pacing just fucking tanks, and then you have to wait until the end for it to pick back up. So it's like, definitely binge it. You may enjoy it, but watching it week to week, it was hard, man.
It was hard watching it week to week for sure.
I agree. 'Cause, like, as a guy who enjoys Booba, as you know, Oppai and everything, and you know, enjoys the harem type of anime, I guess this one was not for me. Then I guess I.
Did you like Worlds and Harem?
I didn't even touch that one because I knew of how much.
That one is trash.
It is very trash.
Even without the censor, it is trash. I hate it.
So I know James probably will put some information on it, but I know Ray said not worth it on a tweet on timeline, and I'm like, okay, if Ray is saying not worth it, then I'm like, I'm good then. I'm good then.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Not
I mean,
worth
like,
watching on any level whatsoever. If you want to check out the manga, sure, do that if
yeah,
you
I hear
want.
the manga's good, but just the general plot, I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm good. Dude. I'm good.
just it's all right. You know, if that's the kind of stuff that you like, you'll get what you want out of it for the most part. The MC is horrible. I fucking hate him. But if you're going to consume it, if you care, just read the manga. Don't watch the anime.
I didn't mind the MC. I hated Shota though.
I can't stand the MC. I can't stand him.
Oh, because he's not getting because he just doesn't want to fuck.
Yeah, he's a loser.
The MC is a beta.
Bro, if you're
Yeah.
the last man on Earth and you're saying that you need to reproduce, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna do all the fucking to make this planet back to Earth to need to be back here.
Oh, then you like the other. Then you like the other male survivor dude. I think it's like
Yeah.
the first or second guy.
The
or
guy that
something
was
like
having a great time.
Oh yeah.
As
That'd be
you
me.
should.
Yeah.
If you need to
Why not?
reproduce the planet Earth, that's your job. That's it. No more, no less, my guy.
I mean, I didn't really care about the main MC. Like, I didn't hate him, but like, I just hated Shota the most. I was just like, dude, he's so annoying, little stupid. Oh, teacher, I just want to see teacher. I just want to fuck teacher. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut up. And then he starts like treating these girls like shit. I was like, I want to choke the shit out of this Shota bitch ass character. And everyone's like, dude, like there was a scene where he did something really bad to a girl, right? And then because of his past,
You gotta be more specific on which one.
Shota.
Oh, no.
Shota
bully?
did something to the bully, right?
Okay.
But I don't know if I would go to that extent. I think like he went he went way too far. From a human aspect, he just had so much power. But for me, I'm just like, I don't think I would, I'm gonna use the acronym SA. I would never condone SA in any form. But then like my comment section, holy shit, she got what she deserves. I would totally do the same. I'm like, whoa, nah, not something that you want to admit to. But I would never seek revenge like that.
Nah.
And we enter Redo of a Healer. I saw like I can't even watch Redo of a Healer because that's just not like my type of genre to watch. Like,
No, John, I would say no. It's not like Redo of a Healer bad. It's because at least with World and Herm, it's a mix of other characters and it's not just one dude.
It's not just one guy. Yeah, I don't even want to touch Redo of a Healer.
No,
But everyone's like, oh, it's just a Redo of a Healer. I'm like,
Nah, same. I was like, nah.
I heard about one thing that happens. I was like, yeah, this is just not for me. I have other things I could be doing. I'm not wasting my time on this.
It's just funny, like, yeah, they just made the time to make this an anime. Like, yeah, could I not put more money into like a different project or something? Or yeah,
I mean, towards the end, like Worlds and Harem, the animation was just bad. Like, cause I covered it and like it was just bad. The animation just ended up shitting itself.
I didn't see the anime. I saw your videos to entertain me during breakfast, and it's just like,
you watched that one?
No, trust me. I watch.
You are some angel. Oh, you are some a good guy.
I watch a lot of your videos during breakfast time because short and simple, just straight. I eat quick, boom,
yeah,
and I head to work.
Covering it, yeah.
So, and then most of the times your comments be like, "Does a lot of black screen to cover just little things?" And I'm like, huh. And then the ending of you saying of how the anime just goes down, like, why do people just put less passion once the things just go out? Like, okay, it's done already. We're almost out of the gate. Just put less anime. The next project. I'm like, why do y'all do this? Yeah,
I think it's also like funding, time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, from what I hear, because I've had a chance to kind of speak to like some animators that works for studios, and they just say sometimes it's just like they just don't have the time. And animators don't even get paid enough.
Yeah.
I feel like even me as an editor, I get paid more than an animator. So I think, to their credit, they just don't get the time that they deserve. because they're also working on like various other projects at the same time. And sometimes it's like, oh, we have to prioritize this more than this. But then again, like for Worlds and Harem, like who cares?
Yeah.
Like just finish that shit up.
Oh yeah.
But like other projects were fine, you know. Like but like even like I know one of them was like even with Black Clover animation, like yeah, so there's some really it's not good, but at the same time I understand like Studio Period has like their issues.
It's
So
crazy. They have their issues, but then when you think about it, what's that anime I did editing for you? The Studio Period.
so
did?
what? I'm a spider.
No.
Uh,
What's that one? Give me a second. Give me a second.
You describe it so that maybe you can try to figure it out.
Akudama Drive. That looks fucking fantastic. And it's from
Oh,
Studio
yeah.
Period. Like, damn good animation, good quality, the nice editing, smooth transition shots. It's like, wait, this from Period? But it's a whole different staff team, so it makes sense. But still,
Yeah.
it's like, how can you produce a one core season of this beautiful animation? Story plot, that's a whole different scenario. But animation wise, it's fucking fantastic. But then you go to Black Clover, it's like it's so inconsistent. Like,
Well,
come on,
Black
guys.
Clover, there was no at the time of its release. There was like no showing of it ending. Right, it was something that was coming out weekly, so
Yeah.
they had constant deadlines. They had to reach those deadlines, or else I'm sure like Akudama Drive, like maybe they were notified a little bit of ahead, and there was also a bit of CGI in Akudama Drive, so I like at least with Black Clover, as you know, iffy the animation was, like I understood because there's like so many factors of it, and also of like it was just a weekly anime. They weren't getting like even I know there's a issue, not issue, but there's a conversation whether if there was funding for it, enough funding for it. But like I don't think it would have gotten the same equal treatment as like One Piece Wano, because I think Wano's done pretty well.
Yes,
Um,
it's fucking like I've seen clips. I haven't watched any of the full episodes, but I've seen clips
Yeah.
like Zoro, my man Luffy, like everyone be looking fucking beast, like fucking like all the conquering hockey and everything being done. They're like, what the hell, like yo, Toei.
Yeah.
How about if y'all did this as a core, y'all would be doing much better. But if y'all to do this on a weekly, this good, damn, yeah, slapping.
Yeah, for sure.
Any more on your list? Oh, actually, didn't you also finish Love is Science?
That's what I was gonna bring up, Sam. I appreciate that. Thank you. Am I the only one that's seen Science Fell in Love? So I try to prove it. Season
I
2?
haven't watched it yet. It's
seen
on my
it.
queue, but I haven't watched it yet.
Sam, did you finish it?
Only the first season. I didn't start
right.
the second one yet.
The second season, the first season, I gave it a 7 out of 10. The season 2, 9 out of 10. It's fucking fantastic. Like they
Okay.
made this.
That's pretty high. That's a high bar right there, bro.
I'm not kidding. They went from a 7 to a 9 of the improvement in story and in the character development, in the characters they added, in the characters that they have the whole connecting tissue from season 1 is really good. And I spoke to people from Worst Gen and I forgot who else, but they also love season 2 of how good the story message they added. About sexual abuse, about other stuff within the characters, and it's done so well. And is they added in the beginning, hey, you know, viewers describe, this scenes may be strong for some people and everything. Like such good
Oh,
messages.
it had that black screen, like
Yes,
same
it
thing with
did.
Skeleton Knight too.
Yeah,
like because
like-
that first episode, Skeleton
Yeah,
Knight kind of threw a lot of people off. But
It was really
continue.
good. It was really good for season 2. Like I highly recommend it. If you did enjoy season 1, you will love season 2. Me and Sam did me and Sam did a reaction for season 1. I think 2-3 years ago, and it was great. But I didn't expect season 2 to be that good. I came in with low expectation. I'll kid you not, and I left out with high expectations coming out. I was like very satisfied. 9 out of 10. I don't want to reveal anything or try to spoil anything about season 2. I just want to say, if you enjoy season 1, go check out season 2. It's really on the high remarks because I didn't expect a really good season of this, and it was really enjoyable. James, but how about you? What did you enjoy for this season? Because I know that you probably binge or you probably almost done with She-Hero season 2, right?
Yeah, I'm almost done. I haven't felt motivated to finish it, but I've been trying to finish it, but I'm almost done. I have like 3 episodes left, but I mean, we already talked about most of them, but Spy Family, that's the MVP. Skeleton Knight was just like a lot of fun for me. Trapped in a Dating Sim, like that was we talked about that too. That was a nice surprise. I wasn't even gonna watch it until people started talking about it. I was like, all right, well, I'll check it out.
I mean, they
It's
got more.
actually
They got
pretty
more talk
fucking
than Shield
hilarious.
Hero. I mean, they got more talk than Shield Hero.
Yeah, Shield Hero, unfortunately, just because like it was a mixture of things, because obviously pacing was like all over the place with
Yeah,
this,
man.
but it's because like apparently like the turquoise arc was like a couple volumes long, and it
In a light
dragged.
novel, yeah, it was supposed to be like more interesting, but
I heard it dragged though. Like I heard it was like literally bad. It was like the worst arc of Shield Hero.
it was because they had characters that were introduced earlier on for the setup of that arc, but they decided to cut that off in the anime, in the manga actually, and the manga went into a whole completely direction. And of course, if the manga is going to a different direction, the anime is going to follow behind onto that pacing. And
yeah, I just heard they're just trying to get that shit over with. They're just trying to get that arc over with, and then whatever happens after that. But I thought after the turquoise thing was okay.
I mean, after they already got confirmed for season 3, and I get it. So at least that you're okay. You have a safety net on your next following season.
Yeah, because they confirmed season 3 alongside with season 2.
Right.
So I'm just assuming like maybe pacing would like fix itself within season 3.
I hope so, because
let's see.
I haven't touched season 2 either. I don't know if me and Sam are gonna still do reaction or eventually me and Sam will do a review of it of all, but I didn't hear no hype of it throughout the timeline, because James texted in the group chat about it, and I'm like, no lie, I did, like, for a split second I forgot season 2 premiered this year. For a split second, like, oh shit, I forgot season 2.
I didn't see any tweets. No one's talking about it. I'm like, dude,
it wasn't
trending.
Hero. It wasn't trending. Yeah. It didn't have any voices.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it was just not being pushed. It was pushed towards the end, but like I think it, like I said, it wasn't that great. Yeah, on Instagram it was at least pushed a lot by Crunchyroll, but I don't think it was. It wasn't like, I expected more from it. Because you would think like, oh, that's one of the hype season alongside with Spy Family, right?
Yep.
We expected Shield Hero to be something else, but it just wasn't, unfortunately. And that's okay. They could bounce back from it. It happens with certain series.
For sure. Would we say it's still better? Would still in the top these Sekai rankings? I don't think it would have been it would be better than Ascendance of a Bookworm, but
no, Ascendance of a Bookworm.
That's too high of a standard already. Yeah,
that's really high. But I still think the Shield Hero it can be like one of the better isekai anime out there. There's a reason why it has like a long standing. But like most isekai series can just end in 12 episodes or 24 episodes. This one, it needs time. I think Shield Hero needs time to like flesh out, kind of like even like with the ReZero, right? I think ReZero, it has a long way to go, a lot to be explained. Same thing with Shield Hero. As long as there's like a story and things to fall back on, then it's great. Because Shield Hero is more than just the overpowered MC that can do anything, right? He's strong for sure, but he had to earn it. He had to kind of navigate his way through, and he's still dealing with the repercussions of him being hated. And now we also have more on that other world of him, of the other heroes hating the like cardinal heroes or whatever, right? So there's still a lot to be flushed out. So I think Shield Hero can still be a long-standing good isekai. But will it be like a ReZero? No. Will it be like a Mushoku Tensei? I don't think so. but I think it could be up there.
I mean, Mushoku Tensei did have really good animation in its 1st season, and I'm really actually, I actually have more confidence in Mushoku Tensei's 2nd season more than I do in Shield Hero, and I read Shield Hero, but I haven't touched the anime for it.
Tensei kind of popularized the isekai genre. It was like they call it the grandfather of isekai, right? I mean, there's obviously isekai before that, but it was like the isekai that popularized the genre of like how people would write, especially like online. So I think Mushoku Tensei had a better head on its shoulders and more to write about than a Shield Hero, I think.
I would say that, but the animation for Mushoku Tensei did not have to slap that hard, though. It did not have to look that good, though.
Oh, they had to slap that hard. What are you talking about?
Like, I didn't expect it. Nobody expected it.
They had to put that hard.
It was also from a new studio too. It was by Studio Egg, and like, it was
then that's more of a reason that they had to go ham, because if that's a new studio, they want to be like, this is what we can do. And if you want to be with us, you get this type of quality, right? A lot of animation studios that are long. Yeah, a lot of animation studios already have their name set, and they know what to expect. And sometimes they can even half-ass it if they don't get the right budget for it. So it depends. But I think Mushoku Tensei's animation was just like insanely done well.
Oh, it's fantastic. So I can't wait to see season 2. I think is this fall as well, or next.
No.
Winter.
It's next year.
Yeah,
next year,
winter, right? Yeah, most likely, yeah. So I can't wait for it overall. But James, you got any more?
No, that was all that I really watched this season.
Yeah, I'm here trying to see if I missed anything as well. But I do want to give a quick shout out to Ayoshi. Ayoshi is a soccer anime. I haven't got the chance to finish it for Core 1, but I plan to catch up to it. It's a soccer anime, and I keep hearing that people saying that if it continues in its direction, it might be better than Haikyuu, which that is a high bar, because Haikyuu fucking slaps. Fucking like, I've cried and got emotional for that series because it reminds me of my high school days in my own team. So hearing that Ayoshi could outrank or is better than Haikyuu, like, that's a high remark. So I need to catch up to see if that's actually true. But that's about it on my end as well. So Sam, you got anything else on your end before we wrap?
I did. I think Herms might like this one. Miss Chiku and the Little Baby Ghost. That's a slice of life you could just tune in to watch and after like a long day.
What is it called again?
Miss Sachiku and the Little Baby Ghost. It's also a slice of life.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think I've seen that. I need to. I haven't watched it, but I think I've seen that. I've been reading like a lot of manhwa slice of life too, just or like isekai villain reborn type of shit on like manhwa, and which is like really enjoyable to watch. Read. I mean,
I agree.
And I don't normally read, but I decided to start reading. But it's
a popular series. That's a popular genre too, where the either reborn into your younger self, start over villainous, or isekai female reincarnated into a villainous character, but instead of being a villainous character, they're actually being good, humble people. And
for sure.
Other stuff that's besides Komi Can't Communicate Part 2 was very good. Herms mentioned the same stuff that I basically watched too.
Yeah.
I watched a lot as well. It's just the list is long. I mean, Dr. Stone's special episode came out Sunday, and that was a good one.
Yeah, I will say though, like about like the spring season, one thing that a lot of people tend to say is like, there's nothing this season. There's not a lot of good anime. There's a lot of great anime. Not like great, like obviously Spy Family kind of stood on its own, but I think there's like a lot of like gems, whether television, anime, and stuff. It's just you kind of just have to dig for it. who thought like Trapped in a Dating Sim would have been good? You know, like there was no expectation of that.
I kind of did. I was like, yo, asshole MC Sika. Yeah, that's probably my category. Sure.
Honest, I didn't think it was gonna be good. Like when Sam first told me,
I recommended it. Yeah.
When Sam first told me, hey bro, let's react to Shihiro. When he told me this like 3 years ago, I'm like, the fuck Shihiro? Like who the fuck wears a shield as a hero? Like that's whack. He's like, nah bro, trust me, this is gonna be great season 1. And I'm like, and instead like, you know, Captain America, like why you compare Captain America to a boy wearing a She-Hero looks mad whack? You're like, trust me. And then a year later or 24 episodes later, I fucking love She-Hero. So like, you see, you guys trust my recommendations. So whenever Sam tells me to watch something, I usually put it on the list and then I start watching it. If I watch something else, I just add it to the list of my anime list. I'm like, I'll watch you sometime soon.
Yeah, exactly. There's some there's obviously some people didn't know about Aharon-san.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people didn't know about like even like I'm Quitting Heroing. Like I'm Quitting Heroing did better on my YouTube channel than Spy Family. So
really?
I think
yeah, because I think too many people are doing Spy Family, and I think it's
not that I got drowned out, but then people were like, "What is this?" I'm quitting. At first, it had a slow start, but then like when I first started doing it, but I stuck with it, and then people were like, "Yo, this series is kind of surprising as hell." There's it's a good watch. I think you would enjoy watching it just because there's like, it's not what you expect it to be, and it's very relatable. So I think it's a really good watch. And just like so many good anime that come out. When people tell me like, oh, it's a dead season, dude, there's like 10 great anime out at least out of like the 50 or the hundreds that are out. You just have to kind of dig for it.
I never listen to when people say
dead
season.
I don't even listen to my anime list, like the listing on there.
Oh, I never.
Yeah, I don't listen to that.
I prefer. I know it's not competition or anything, and we're not sponsored by it, but I prefer any list because I feel like those ratings and everything are much better. Now I don't know why people care that Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is not number 1 at 98.9%. I'm like, does it really fucking matter? Like that Full Metal Alchemist doesn't have the top spot of being the most high rating anime of all time. Like, does it really matter? Like, I love Trigun. It's not top rated by everyone. I love One Piece. Everyone excuse to not check it out because it's long. Do I give a fuck? No. I just enjoy what I enjoy. So
exactly. For sure.
I did remember another anime I did watch fully through, the Requiem of the Rose King, the Shakespearean anime. That itself had like 24 episodes.
Oh, wow.
It was okay. I thought it was okay. It does have that Shakespearean dramatic feel on the series, though.
Like sometimes those are refreshing to watch, though.
It's actually kind of like a Yuri anime, actually.
Sorry, we only watch yaoi here, man. Get out of
here. Sorry, no. Sorry. I haven't mixed up. It is yaoi. It is yaoi.
Okay, there you go. That's what we want.
I'm sorry.
That's
I haven't
what
mixed
we
up.
want.
I haven't really mixed up. Yeah. Honestly, that's really like. Honestly, I know summer season's gonna be a little bit better.
Yeah, we got Danmachi. Devil is a part-timer.
Woo! Returned 6 years.
6 years. We got Classroom of the Elite. I forgot what else.
Overlord season 4.
Overlord, Overlord's a fun watch too. There's like a lot of stuff this season.
There's a lot.
Parallel World Pharmacy is a good. It's a good.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty fun.
I can't wait. I'm getting into Black Summoner. Another isekai.
I do want to ask before we wrap. Can everyone go around and say like top 2 of the spring season, like top 2 that you would say that was your favorite? Because for me, my top 2 would be Trapped in a Dating Sim, World of Atomic Game, and a couple of Cuckoos. Those are my top 2. Of course, one, of course, but those are my top 2 of the spring season. Weird choice, but yes, top 2.
I'll go Spy Family and Ascendance of a Bookworm.
Ascendance of a Bookworm. I really need to check that out.
Mine is Aran San, and I said this on the bookworm too. Like those were just the only standout for me in spring.
James?
Spy Family for sure, and Skeleton Knight, man. Like, it's just a really good palate cleanser. Like,
Oh,
whenever
for
I just
sure.
need to unwind after I get off work, or if I'm doing like C4S shit, I just put it on and I have the time of my life for the next like 22 minutes. So
I mean, his laugh is memorable.
You know, Skeleton
and I
Knight,
love the
even
opening too.
Skeleton Knight is also like very easily rewatchable too. I think it has
Yes.
a lot of good
Definitely.
replay value.
Yo, that opening is so hilarious to watch. He the way he just rides the whole carriage, not giving a fuck about the elf and our boy Panta. Yo, Panta is such a cute plushie. I actually want to buy a plushie of Panta. Like, that's so
Hell
dope.
He
yeah.
has his own Twitter channel. I think it literally at the end of every episode, the last 5 seconds, it literally posting a picture of Ponta and a stuffed animal Ponta and whatever it was doing.
Yeah,
it.
because if I'm correct, that Panta plushie is from the main director or the main key animator, because that's why they post all the time, because that's actually his.
Mhm.
So so cool knowledge anybody care about that I heard about. Heard. I'm not sure if it's confirmed or true, but it's what I heard about.
Cool.
See him?
I thought I said mine. It was also like Herms, Aran San, and at
No.
Sundance of the Bookworm.
I was trying to transition for something else.
What were you choosing?
To wrap
Even
up the
James
show.
is like, wait, what's happening?
I know, right? That's happening. Yeah, same here, James. Same here. Like, what? What threw me off?
I said to wrap up the show.
Ah, okay. All right. Herms, please give us your plugs and your sponsors that so happily give you
Oh,
passes and give you the advices and thank you.
So I'm
the
Hermsaur,
box is in the box too?
youtube.com/Hermsaur. My sponsor was Loki Geeks. Oh, here. I guess I could. I don't know if it'll show properly, but yeah,
Yeah,
it might be
show.
reversed, but there you go. And
No,
yeah,
no, straight. It's straight. You're good.
okay, cool. Yeah, but the Herms are everywhere.
James.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at JBExclusive. You want to find everything that I do, go to carefulfoodspoilers.com. Check out the Recast Cast feed that now has its own feed. It's a new show by the guys, Brad and Blake, that do You've Got to See This. So check it out, leave them a rating, let them know that we sent you. And check us out on Friday on the Careful Food Spoilers YouTube channel, where Vash, myself, Steve, and Abe, we're going to be talking about the finale of Miss Marvel that gave us a really great Easter egg into the future of the MCU. So very, very excited to review that and for future episodes.
And you can find me everywhere on Legendary Vash on Twitter, OnlyFans, IG, AIM, MySpace. You can find me at the Legendary Vash everywhere. Where on Friday, the C4's Villains, we're reviewing Miss Marvel, and the following week we're reviewing, and shout out to Chris, Thor, Love and Blunder. So definitely go check out the Popaholics crew. They did a great review. They did a great discussion about Thor 4, Christian, and Chris' conversation was great. I felt bad for Brian because Brian was stuck in the middle of that conversation. It was a fantastic show, so definitely check that out. And I got a damn Xbox. I'm just glad to say it. I never have owned an Xbox in my life, and on a spur moment, I just bought one. Was it a responsibility choice? No, it was not. But do I regret it? Nah. You know what? I live with my choices. I did what I did. Don't regret it. I move on with life, and I've been happy. I've been happy as a little camper, as they say. So great show. Sam, take it away.
Before I give away our cutscene, I want to say rest in peace to Yu-Gi-Oh manga creator Kazuki Takahashi, who passed away last week. He was the man that brought all of our childhood with Yu-Gi-Oh, all from WB, Toonami, everywhere. Like, shout out to him, man. Rest in peace. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Remember to like and subscribe this YouTube channel, and of course check it out onto the podcast side and the streaming services. We have our based on Podbean, but you can still listen to us on Spotify, podcasts from iPhones and everything like that. We're all actually everywhere on the podcast side. Please give us a review, of course, as well as Yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's where our main base are. You can always follow me at Sam the Manga Man at all our social medias and platform, as well as our Anime Lately channels on all of our social medias. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a good one. Peace.